comedy, geeky, film games and TV shows. Maybe if we're lucky, the further expose the Amico. Hey, hey, get out of my way. This used to use a hot take, so you might as well stay. It's time to listen to the Geekin' Away.
What's up, meatbags? It's the often imitated, never duplicated Tony, TGD, joined by Gary, the obsessive compulsive gamer, and the retro bro. We're gonna be talking some Amico. We're gonna talk about John's video. What's going on, John? So you did a whole hour and 20-minute live stream. What was that about?
What's up, man? No, I was just talking. So for those that don't know, I took a little bit of a YouTube break. I took actually a social media break, so I did address that. There was a lot of, I guess there was a lot of rumors. I went away from Twitter, from YouTube. The only thing I kept open was my Facebook, which most people don't interact with here. So yeah, I took a break from all that. There was a lot of rumors, so I was like, I'm gonna go live and just kind of talk about a lot of things, and it's just kind of where I stand currently on everything. And you know, for those that are curious, I didn't do a smash JT, and I made that clear at the beginning of my video. And just it was just more of an update on everything and kind of my thoughts and concerns and where I stand. So yeah. And I figured, well, I'll come on your channel. I was surprised that you're doing a different live stream, but this works because I I didn't want to hijack the other one. So,
well, the other one always gets unlisted. The show, quote unquote, gets unlisted. But I think that this topic is good enough to stand on its own, to be left on the channel for others to see. The other show, no one really watches that after the live stream is over. It's not like a big view getter. It hurts the channel leaving them up. But this kind of content here is something that people will go back to constantly, so we'll leave this one up. That said, one of those rumors was actually started by you, because you told me in private to tell everyone that the TheRetroBro channel was not coming back.
It wasn't when I told you that. But
kind of made me look a little bit like an ass.
Listen, look, Tony, every chance I get to make you look like an ass, all right? You showed half naked pictures of me on your live stream a couple weeks ago. So
oh, they weren't half. Don't make it sound like that. I mean, you posted the picture of you shirt off. I just added the text, all right?
So I actually was I was going to start a newer channel where I did only edited content, but I don't have the time for edited content. So I'm like, I'll just keep my channel open to live stream and whatnot. But I actually didn't even discuss that as far as like one of the rumors goes on my live stream. I didn't really talk about that.
Yeah, but I'm sure my viewers, and I've been getting a little shit in private from some people about, hey, I thought you told me that John wasn't coming back. And so I just had to address that elephant in the room. On top of that, I heard some other rumors that you were maybe starting your own network of content creators or something like that, like a whole retro bros thing. I don't know. Is there any validity to this rumor?
It's not really that, but no, you're not wrong. But it's not. It doesn't really involve me, so to speak. Like it's not like I haven't decided how I'm going to talk about it yet, or because I'm not really as far as I'd like to be, so I'm not really going to say a whole lot on it.
You went out to the high school and you recruited a bunch of like young kids to make content that you're going to make.
Yeah, we just gave them a bunch of energy drinks. What is that one that Woodhawker pushes on all the Nintendo fans? What is that?
I don't watch Woodhawker.
I don't either. Not anymore. But he was like selling energy drinks to kids or some shit.
Four Loko. Just give them all Four Loko and see what happens.
Oh, God.
I don't touch those. I had a bad experience in Vegas with Four Lokos. Apparently you get dehydrated in the desert much faster when you drink alcohol. And I didn't know that growing up on the East Coast. So, that was a bad time.
You get more dehydrated anywhere drinking alcohol as opposed to drinking water.
And then add the desert on top of that, and it's like, it's a bad combination. anyways, that's for a whole nother story.
Well, we got time. We want to hear it. You can't start a story on this Geek Getaway channel.
The first time I've okay. So for those that don't know, I was in the Navy and I went overseas a lot. I never blacked out when I was drinking ever. The only time I did black out was when I was in Vegas drinking in 105-degree desert heat. So that's kind of my story in Vegas. Without going into finer details, which no, Tony, I won't get into.
They did stuff to you, didn't they?
No. I did
would.
stuff to them. I'm a cult leader, remember? Come on. I do stuff to them, and they accept these things.
When I used to drink, we always had 2 rules. One, you would stack your cans up in the kitchen, and if you knocked it over, we'd all whoop your ass. So whoever knocked over the cans, you get their ass whipped. And you'd always have to walk past the cans in order to get to the beer. So everyone was always trying to push each other or like fake each other out to make them fall into the cans. And the second rule was if you passed out, we were going to write on your face.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's everywhere has that rule, yeah.
And we actually wrote penis across this one dude's face. And he woke up, ran out of the house, didn't realize, and, went to see his mom. And his mom was laughing at him. And he's like, what's wrong, Mom? What's so funny? She's like, they wrote penis on your face.
At least his mom was cool about it. And she wasn't some like fucking Karen who tried to get everybody arrested.
Oh, no, he had his own apartment. His mom was real cool. He had his own apartment. He was like 20 years old. We were all underage drinking, which I don't recommend to anybody. And if my son is watching, I never drunk. I'm just lying. This is a story I'm making up. But yeah.
I see my biggest fan is in the chat, Mike G, who's just over in my channel. Apparently this guy loves me. What's up, Mike?
People
Yeah, Dean TV. I'm actually OEBP. It's revealed. That's what's really happening.
That is an interesting thing. So, speaking of OEBP, why don't we get your take? I don't know if you talked about it, but what do you think?
Yeah, I did a little bit. It's unfortunate. I honestly think I was actually going to pull it up. I do think I don't know. He said he left because of Amico stuff. I don't know if he used that as a scapegoat. I mean, listen, I know he also said he had been doxxed, which I'm sure he has been doxxed. It's been going around a lot in the community. I know like other people, critics, have been doxxed and have been sent things on both sides. And he has his reasons. Do I think it was for the whole thing of him buying subs, the accusations of him buying subs? I don't know if that's why he left. I mean, you could certainly put that up there as a reason. At the end of the day, the only one who knows that is fucking Pete. There's probably, I think what really happened is just a lot of things at once, like between the doxing, the accusations of him buying subs, all the other bullshit. He probably, I can almost guarantee you, he had some type of burnout with the way he was pumping out videos. So I think it was just a combination of all that stuff, and he just threw in the towel. I've seen it a lot in my 7 years on YouTube. It's not uncommon.
Yeah, I think the timing was really weird. Like I said, I don't doubt that he's been doxxed. I don't doubt that people have been trying to mess with him. But I do think the timing is very suspect. From my understanding, Pete had mentioned before in the past about people bothering him and doxing him possibly. And if he was leaving YouTube because he was scared or he was, someone doxed him, but he then showed up on another person's YouTube channel, that kind of signals to me like he's not really worried about people bothering him. And he really hasn't spoken about Amico in so long.
Yeah, that's a good point, because when I left YouTube for the stuff that I was going through a couple months ago, I didn't want to be on anything for the time being. So, I mean, you're certainly on to something there.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, I think when someone like me, Gary, or even Ninja Kitty, we're nobodies. We have no real clout in the community. No one respects us. Not like they hate us, but we're new to this, right? Whereas someone like Genovi, who's been around, people respect him, respect his opinion, know he's a straight shooter. When someone like that starts making accusations or hinting at things, you know, I think that becomes more of a serious issue, maybe a concern. Maybe he got scared and was like, you know, if I get caught, YouTube might be mad. They might, you know, might be some legal repercussions because he is generating income off of that. Even if he's giving it to charity, right? That doesn't matter. Like if I steal something and then donate it, like the cops don't like, oh, it's okay because like, no, it's still stolen,
Yeah.
right?
I don't know, dude, but here's, I mean, with the whole legal thing, I don't really see that being a problem because the buying subs is a very common problem in YouTube. Like he didn't do something that people don't already do.
This is true, but not everyone gets pointed out, and you know, it's a big deal about it. And especially if you're having people doxing you, and you know that okay, now this is a new thing, they might start calling people about you buying subs. Because remember, he didn't privatize his channel. He could have, you know, he could have just privatized it, or you know, he actually deleted it completely. And on his second channel, I don't know if you know this, but he has a second channel where he streams. He deleted those videos too.
Oh
That
yeah,
only has like 58 subs on that channel.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, listen, I wish the guy the best. I don't think he was ever malicious or anything towards anyone. He's only ever really been positive. So it's really unfortunate that the whole thing went down with him. I mean,
Yeah, I never had any problem. I tried watching some of his content. I've said this before, and I found it to be very bland. So
yeah, Darius makes a good point in the chat. So from my understanding, personal information was emailed to Pete. Doxing is when you make that information public. So the information wasn't made public. They just sent it to him with the threat of him being doxed. Which, I mean, is it as bad? I don't know. You can have a debate there whether or not it's equally as bad. But I guess in the terms of doxing, he wasn't technically doxed if that's the case. But I mean, listen, like if I mean, you sent me a copy of my address or whatever, I'm probably gonna laugh and just delete the fucking email. I mean, so CM Retro made a good point. It's really just how you handle it, you know.
Right. Yeah, I mean it's getting serious to this point, you know, and whether you believe it or not, it's, you know, something that maybe he's just trying to, you know, cut it off before it gets too serious.
I mean, if somebody sends me my address, I just laugh because I already know my address. I don't know why they're sending it to me. So I don't know if you've been keeping up. I know you took a little social media break and everything. I don't know if you've been keeping up with the Amico drama and all the goings on with that. But have you heard that Amazon Canada has now started proactively canceling people's pre-orders?
Other than Smash JT's video, is there any other evidence of that?
No, that's the only evidence so far. However, we do know previously Amazon UK did the same thing, but then they reopened pre-orders. So it was just like, hey, we canceled all your pre-orders, but if you want to make a new pre-order because it's been so long.
Yeah, I imagine it's probably because they don't have placeholder. I don't know, dude. I don't know. Honestly, I have no fucking idea.
Well, I would imagine because the placeholder date is the 31st, and it's obviously not coming out the 31st, and they might not have a new date, right? They might say, hey, we need a new date. And Intellivision's like, we don't got a new date. Like, well, we got to cancel pre-orders because we can't just not put anything. We got to put something, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'd imagine it's just a similar situation. I honestly, dude, I haven't really been keeping up with it. I know what's going on from like an internal aspect of things, but other than that, I don't know what's out there on YouTube about everything. There's so much, you know, it's just all rumors at this point.
Yeah, Gatoros wants to know if you're still going to bet your house on a Q2 release.
I think the wordage was, I bet the house that people will have consoles in Q2, which gives me until March, April, end of May. So yeah.
And the other, I don't want to call it drama, but the other revelation is several members of the Intellivision team are now applying for new jobs, finding new work. Think that means it's over? I mean, we have high positions. We're not just talking like the janitor. We're talking like the chief marketing officer is now basically telling somebody on LinkedIn, hey, shoot me a DM in reference to a job that was put out there.
I have no idea, man. I mean, I guess, yeah, I have no information on that. That's why I don't know.
Well, do you think that signals that there's probably that's it for the company? It's just going away.
Yeah, man. So this is why I don't do Amico content right now. Because we'll talk offline. So yeah.
John knows things that he can't say publicly.
Yeah. Listen, dude. Yeah.
Which would lead us into our next question, which is, how do you feel about Wasted Studios being liquidated?
Yeah. So tell me about these, because I don't know anything about. Like, what studios have been liquidated for what games?
1 second, I got a train.
Yeah. What the fuck is going on? I guess I'm running the show. Gary, how are you doing? the one without the train.
I'm good. I'm just kind of looking at chat, interacting with chat.
It seems like whoever is in charge of the schedule of trains waits until I'm streaming and starts sending them all out. Wasted Studios Studio is the company, the developers who were working on Moon Patrol and Biplanes. Now, prior to the release of the games, they were liquidated.
So Biplanes and what else?
Moon Patrol.
Well, that's interesting because those are both done.
The last time I was talked to anybody about it, they said that the Moon Patrol 2-player mode was not finished, and the Star Fox text was still in there.
When was that?
I want to say about 4 months ago.
That's done, bro.
Is it done or is it done?
No, it's done. The game is finished.
Oh man, you guys really like Biplanes?
That's one of the few games I didn't play was Biplanes.
I mean, it looks fun. I'm one that'll say that I don't mind that kind of gameplay. It looked good for what it was. Looked okay.
It is kind of weird. I don't know what the how Germany works and how what the contracts. And obviously, I don't have access to the contracts. But it's kind of weird. Like if I buy the physical games now, with the company liquidated, does that mean Intellivision just gets all that money, or?
That's what I would imagine.
Right, like.
Yeah, I mean, if they're liquidated, someone probably bought everything, which if it might be public information, but
It'd be weird. It'd be weird if like Atari bought them out. So you said Moon Patrol is 100% finished. They went through the entire bug testing phase. Good to go.
as far as I know, man.
When you say as far as you know, does that mean because you have firsthand knowledge of playing the game?
Okay, so Tony, here's the thing. I'm not doing this fucking. This is kind of what I talked about. You got to watch my live stream, like. So I'm not gonna do this game shit anymore, where we say TheRetroBro knows this, so he says that. I do discuss that on my video. It's like
I was just trying to be clear because you say like as far as I know, and I'm just asking like because you played it or because someone told you.
See, I know what you're getting at, because if I here's the thing, if I tell you because somebody told me, your preconceived notion is I'm being lied to. So it doesn't matter what I tell you, Tony. That's kind of the.
Well, if you tell me that somebody told you, right, and the game's not finished, well, then I know it's not your fault for the story. And if you tell me, well, I know it's finished because I played it, and then it turns out it's not finished, well, then that's on you. See how that works? I'm just trying to figure out, like, if something happens in the future.
Well, and that's why I said, as far as I know, the games are done, based on conversations I've had. And I hate saying this, and I wanted, this is kind of what I wanted to clear up everything on my channel, what I talked about on my live stream. I don't want to do this anymore. When I say based on what I know, this is X, because that got me nowhere. So yes, I will tell you here, based on the conversation I've had, those two games are finished.
That's a perfectly valid answer, and I'm not gonna, second guess you. And not gonna.
Dub, I don't even talk to Tommy about the Amico anymore. Like, I do not even talk to Tommy about the Amico. Him and I talk. We don't talk about the Amico. Almost
they talk
like
about games. They're like, fucking, what's the best workout routine?
I don't think Tommy's much into working out. Although I've tried to convince him to put a RetroBro workout series on Amico if it does come out.
When you got motion controls in a controller, you should at least have like a bicep curling game. Like Nintendo had the jump rope thing. You could have like a bicep curling contest. Proper technique. But it was something. All right. So JW Durbin says, doesn't only finished games get done by the official game ratings board? This is incorrect. This is a very it's a misconception that everybody seems to have. Like, the game has to be 100% before it gets a rating. That's not how it works. You basically send in a build of the game, right? You say, hey, this is what the game is. And they say, oh, okay. They look at it and they decide, oh, it's going to be a G, an E rating, F rating, whatever the fuck it, damn, I'm tired. E10, what is it? A, whatever. It's going to be that rating. And then they send it back to developers. Now, developers can still bug test it. They can fix it. They can add things. If you add something, you just have to send them basically a little note. Here's what we added to the game, blah, blah, blah. Right? As long as you don't add anything that's will change the context of the game, like say if you added a different color spaceship, you don't have to resend it in. Hey, we changed the spaceship color. No, but if you're like, hey, we added a whole new level, that would be something that would have to be like, oh, we need to look at it just to make sure you're not trying to sneak anything past us. Now, some rating boards are a little different, right? But that's pretty much the ESRB's version of it. The USK, the German board, the Australian board, and the Japanese board, they might handle things slightly different, but it's probably in the same area. Why we don't have a single ratings board across the world is something that really pisses me off, but we don't.
That makes sense, though. It makes sense.
Not really.
Yeah, it does, because the different cultures have different thresholds for how they view things.
Right, but you
The
could
Japanese are so zany.
You could have a multi-cultural board, right, made up of people from all the regions that the games are going to be released in. Give it a rating, and then just put annotations. This has got an E rating, but it also has.
I mean, they could do something like that. That makes more sense, right?
That way you could say, hey, while this is an E rating, it also has a reference to skeletons, which are not acceptable in China, so China can still ban the game, right? This is an M rating, but it's only for blood. It's not for sex. So Japan might not like it, but hey, USA is good, right? You don't really. The only reason that there's a board in every country is because they want to get paid, right? Just fucking put it out there.
The coalition of game rating.
Yeah. Generation X wants to know if RetroBro is fully natty. I don't know what that means. It's like natty ice.
Natty ice.
He's asking me if I've ever used steroids. That's what he's asking me.
Ah, I haven't heard that term before.
Your silence is deafening, John. Well, I
Well, it
guess we're just
depends.
gonna assume.
Well, it depends on who you ask, man. Right?
I'm asking you.
No. Yes, I'm natty, dude. I don't use nothing.
I don't
man.
know. I don't.
Uh,
I'm not into the fitness world. I've seen those dudes that like inject that like weird oil, and their muscles look all fucking weird. It's like a giant glob.
yeah,
They're all arms.
that's big in like Arab nations for some reason. It's called it's just synthetic oil.
And it doesn't actually give you muscles. It just like fills your.
It puts
skin
oil. It puts oil in your. Yeah, it's disgusting.
Then it leaks. It's like all over the place.
If I was taking steroids, I'd be a lot fucking bigger than I am now. I also have a lot less hair.
RetroBro isn't big enough to be roided. Not sure if that's a compliment or a dig.
No, he's right. If I took steroids, I'd look like a fucking frog. I'd be weird looking.
Like a who?
A frog.
What's wrong with frogs? Why are you taking?
No, they have big giant.
Shots fired.
Always getting shit out. Yeah, shots fired.
No, I had a buddy in when I was in high school, or like senior year. I threw a couple parties, and then there was a couple times he came over. He wanted to shoot up. He was taking roids. I haven't seen him lately. I don't know how long he was juiced up for, but yeah, he went from being like a really he was kind of tall. He was taller than me. He was probably like 6'2", 6'3", but he was like skinny, lanky. And then, he started juicing up, man. He got big. But yeah, I haven't seen him lately. I don't know how those have been treating him over the years.
So what do you feel about steroid, China? Because I've heard some people say that they're fine as long as you take them under a doctor's supervision and in a controlled manner. And some people are like, no, just never take steroids. They're just terrible.
I mean, it depends on what you're taking, I guess. If you just take testosterone and you take a low dosage, it's not really going to fuck with you because exactly like you said, doctors will prescribe low doses of testosterone for TRT, testosterone replacement therapy. So I know a big argument is like a lot of people who suffer from certain diseases will be prescribed testosterone. So it's okay for an unhealthy person to take it, but not an already healthy person to take it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't really have an opinion. People can do what they want, man. It doesn't affect me, so I don't really give a shit.
Yeah, the doctor told me I have too much testosterone, so they're going to take some of mine out and give it to like poor people who can't afford testosterone.
If it were only that easy.
You sell it on the black market, Tony?
Yeah, I should make a fortune. So what other goodies do we have in the Amico land? What have you missed? I mean, there's been so little activity. I think you took a break right when nothing really was happening.
There's still nothing happening, man. It's just everyone's just making up rumors at this point. There's nothing going on. The last thing we had was that email from Phil.
Yeah, I mean, here's the only thing is if they would have come out and say that they had someone acquiring them, I just don't buy the fact that they kind of simultaneously said like, look, we got possible investors and then possibly someone trying to acquire the company or maybe acquire, certain things within the company. But I don't really buy both at the same time. I don't see how that's feasible, but I don't know. I think it's just more of the same. You know our stance. You know my stance. I've been pretty open about how I feel about what's been going on. So I think it's just more kind of moving the pieces around to see what's left at this point.
Well, I mean, there was that was that Makers Fund that I highlighted a couple of days ago, where they have like 500 million looking to invest in video games and technology startups. I mean, maybe they got on the phone and called them up and said, "Hey, just heard about you guys. We can use some of that money."
But what I'm getting at is, I mean, is it possible to have somebody like an angel investor put some big time money in, and then have somebody else acquire
No,
No,
at
it
the
would be
same
either
time?
or. It would be either
Right.
or.
So why it wasn't
I think they
kind
were.
of
I think they worded it that way because they're probably open to both.
yeah, maybe there's
Yeah.
some. I'm not saying there is, but I'm saying maybe there's some big time investor that's like, well, maybe I'll buy it out. What's your number to buy it out, and what's your number for me to invest, right? Because obviously, maybe it's only 20 million to invest, or like 35 million to just buy it lock, stock, and barrel.
now how long do you think those talks would go on for? Are we talking about that those could be weeks? I mean, how long
Weeks or
has it been
months.
since?
It'd probably be weeks or months because until you go through rounds of back and forth with boards and approvals, and then at that point you have to get a letter of intent, and then once the letter of intent is signed, you go through the contract phase. It could take like at the earliest weeks. I would say average it would take months.
Now let's say let's say it takes a couple months. Say it takes 2 months, and 2 months from the release of that last email, if nothing, if it all falls through and say nothing comes of it, and they just kind of admit that there was maybe there was talks and then it just fell through. I mean, what do you think at that point? Do you think it was all for nothing, or?
What's the question, Gary? I'm just,
I mean, basically, like, I mean, do you think people should believe that they had someone looking to acquire the company or maybe invest in it, if in 2 months they just kind of say, oh no, it fell through? I mean, should people believe what they're selling at this point? Like, I mean, a lot of people already don't believe that there's really anything going on. I mean,
well, I mean, listen, people have their reasons to. I think at this point we know who's going to believe them, who's not going to believe them. That's just a judgment call on the individual. I don't know how. I can't tell people how to think or feel or how to
I mean,
believe.
you could. You
know?
probably shouldn't, but you could.
but I mean, after,
No,
I mean,
no, I don't think I could. I know why. I mean, why would it be fair for me to sit here and tell Tony, well, you should believe this, after we've been waiting for 3 years. I mean,
I mean, and really, I guess the question is like, is there anything after that? I mean, if they come out and they say, look, we don't have anybody to, invest or acquire, you would agree that you would expect to hear them kind of just closing up shop, right, at that point.
I think if nothing comes of this, then I think they close the doors.
56K1 wants to know if one of those papers are the MLB contract. We need closure to Tony's bet with Tommy.
You got closure on that.
We never got closure, and I'll tell you why. Go back and watch the video where Max and Enosh are shown the contract. And they both say the same thing. They say the effective date of the contract was in X date, right? But they don't say when it was signed. The bet was not when it is effective, but when it was signed. Because, again, you could have a contract that's retroactive. Like me and you could sign a contract today, and you could say, hey, I want all the revenue from your channel starting from the beginning of the year. So then when we sign it, you have ownership from the beginning of the year till now, even though we didn't sign it till today, right?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So when they said, well, the effective date was May or whatever they said, right? I was like, well, when did they sign it? Because that was what the bet wasn't, what the effective date is. The bet was, and they were like, well, we don't know. It just says effective date, whatever. And I was like, well, it's not really. But again, I was in the chat. I wasn't on the panel, and I can't. It's hard to argue from the chat when like chat's going and you're got one comment and just gets buried under everybody else. That's why I think it's always lame for somebody on a panel to argue with somebody in the chat and not bring them on, or at least offer them, well, if you want to jump on and we could discuss it because it's hard to argue, especially when I'm allowed to keep talking and then they got to kind of catch up to what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wasn't there for that, so I can't. I don't know. You guys have been harping on that shit for a minute, though.
Well, I don't think I want to win now because if I'm the CEO, I'll probably be responsible for everything, and then I'd be the one to get in trouble.
Fair enough.
I can just imagine, that's the when they come knocking the debt collectors like no, Tony's the CEO. Here's the bet we made. Here's his address because we sent him the Amico dev kit. Not dev kit, show. Let me make that clear.
Potion Sword, I'm going to break your heart, man. I'm level 121 right now in Elden Ring.
I don't know if that's good or not.
That means it means I have no life. That's what that means.
121. Like, how many hours is that in the game?
I've put about a little over 70 hours into it.
70.
I farmed ruins like a motherfucker though. I found a
Were you a big fan of were you a big fan of Souls games to begin with or no?
Oh yeah, no, I was, yeah.
Okay.
But is it better to be a higher level or a lower level? Because if you're a lower level, completing the same amount of
it's still hard as It's still hard as fuck, dude.
So
like
I haven't played it.
So how does everything scale with your level?
Yeah, it scales. Like I'm literally stuck on a boss right now. I've been trying to kill for 2 nights. I took a break tonight. I'm like, I was ready to kill myself. Well, I was ready to pull my hair out last night. Whatever was left of it, I was like, I'm at one point I was like, I'm done with this game. Fuck this game. And then I went to bed and I'm like, I'm like laying in bed like pep talking myself. I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna let this game defeat me. So I'm like, I'm just gonna take a day off and I go back to it on Sunday.
Now are you kind
that scale? I'm just gonna put that out there. A game that scales up with you is fucking lame.
Well, here's the thing of what I want to know is, are you kind of like slow rolling through the game, or is there just that much content in the game?
No, there's that much content, dude.
They just added a bunch. Didn't they just like do an update that added a bunch of content?
No, they didn't add anything. They just put a bunch of patches in and everything. They didn't add anything to it.
I'm pretty sure the headline I read said patch adds new content.
No, probably not. It added like a lot of they nerfed a bunch of stuff. They buffed some stuff. They added more. So what you might have seen was they did add certain certain things you need to level up your weapons were very hard to find, and they added they added to get more of those, like they call them smithing stones. They added more of them in the game, so they're easy. You can find them easier essentially.
Yeah, well, they said they added some NPCs.
Oh, okay. I haven't ran in any yet. But no, to answer your question, Gary, it's that big. Like I'm literally in a new area almost every time I play that game.
Okay,
it's massive.
I know. Recently there was a big. I don't want to call it controversy, but more of a. They found like an invisible wall that you could break. Some bullshit like that.
I mean, I'm sure every game's got some kind of, someone finds a way through or breaks the game or some kind of glitch.
Here's what pissed me off with FromSoft is what they did was this. So there was the boss I'm fighting right now. There was a glitch to beat him, and the boss is almost goddamn impossible without using the glitch. So what sometimes FromSoft will do is they'll leave that shit in there to make it like that's their easy mode. They patched the glitch so you can't do it now, and it's literally it's like fuck you. And this is the shit that goes on, and because people will complain about FromSoft, they're just like, yeah, they just make the games hard just to be assholes. Like it was a total troll move by FromSoft to patch this glitch in this game. And then I'm like, this is why people say this shit about FromSoft is because it's fucking true, because they see shit like this. And they're just intentionally making the game hard for no reason.
Do you feel like less of a man knowing that someone beat the game in 3 hours?
No. I feel like the exact opposite, actually.
And that's what kind of blows my mind is that I haven't dug too deep into this, and I said I was going to dig deep into this and see exactly how someone could beat it in 3 hours, because it doesn't like you're saying you're level 121 and you've been playing for 70 hours. I just can't wrap my mind around how someone could beat this in 3 hours without like doing like some of these things that you're talking about, like glitching or
Dude, I have no idea. I'd have to watch a speed run video. They know like where they know where the good weapons are, and they just run to them, grab them, and then it's just not. They mostly run through the game without getting hit. That's what they do.
Right.
He didn't get hit. He didn't die. 3 hours. He skipped all the optional bosses and stuff, and just went straight to the bosses you have to fight.
So basically he sped run it, but didn't 100% it.
No.
Okay, so that makes more sense.
Speed running isn't about 100%, Gary.
Well, it depends. It depends. Some are, some aren't. So that's why I was.
Well, when you have a game where the only thing is to 100% it when you beat it, I mean, obviously, then yeah.
I would give it like a 9 out of 10.
It's not a 10 out of 10?
No.
Oh, it's not right.
Is it better or worse than Astro Smash?
It's better.
It's different though, right?
I actually have a game on my PS4 called it's called Destronaut DX or something, I think it's called. It's kind of like that game's fun as fuck. Sometimes I'll just sit down and play that shit for like an hour before bed, and I love shit like that sometimes, man. So
we all know the true 10 out of 10 is Hater Smash.
I'm disappointed. There's lag. There's obvious lag in that game.
Well, I still have the high score. They're trying to deny me the high score on that game.
We didn't see it, Tony. We didn't see it.
I got 99,999. I put a screenshot on Twitter, and everybody's saying that I'm lying. It's fucking bullshit. Just because no one else can get that high.
I'm disappointed. Was my it's Hater Smash. Okay, so it's the haters coming down. Okay, I gotta get you. Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I was playing Kawaii Desu earlier today. It is a simple. You stand in the middle of a screen and like people come running at you from the sides, and you just push 2 buttons to attack left or right. I was playing that for like an hour today.
Mike, man, listen, Mike G, I don't know what to tell you, dude. Like I've had conversations with plenty of critics, man. Like at the end of the day, we can agree to disagree. If you can't get past that, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Bro's been on the channel before. It's not like this is his first time coming here. We've had conversations both online and behind the scenes, if you will. So yeah, he has no issue with normal people like me and Gary. He has issues with those crazy people that we don't even talk to, and the kind of people that dox Pete.
Yeah, I think everybody has a problem with those people, both sides. No.
Yeah.
But no, Elden Ring is good, man. It's like I played Dark Souls 3, like new game plus I think like 3 pluses. So I needed something new. I saw someone put in the chat, it's a reskin of the Dark Souls game. Yeah, I mean, that's really what it is. It's just an open world Dark Souls game. It's not as hard because you can, like in a lot of the traditional Dark Souls games, they're linear and you're forced down certain corridors to progress. And this game's a lot different because if you get to an area you can't compete in, you could just go off and grind and go explore a different area. So from that aspect, it makes it not as overwhelming, I guess.
Mike Garcia says TheRetroBro doesn't need a redemption arc. I don't know if he means that you don't need to be redeemed or we don't need you to.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, how he's trying to word it.
Yeah. And I'll say the same thing like I said about Smash. The same thing applies to Bro, right? It's not up to me to forgive him. It's not up to me to, all right, guys, I've declared TheRetroBro free of sin and everybody be nice to him, right? That's a personal choice everybody has to make, whether or not you agree with what he says or whether you agree with what he says now. If you think that he was lying or if you think that he was somehow faking his opinions or whatever it is you think, right? That's on you. I can only
And that's
present facts, which is what I do here, and my opinion on those facts. I've talked to John behind the scenes. I know some of his opinions. I know some of his concerns that maybe he doesn't feel comfortable, saying out loud because, at the end of the day, he does have friendship with people that maybe he doesn't want to piss anybody off, or maybe he just blowing smoke up my ass. Who knows, right?
and that's why I said at the end of the day, you can have more in common with him than you think. If you kind of just bury the Amico stuff and check some other content out, and maybe he's geared up to make some more of that. Like I said, in the Sega Genesis stuff, and that stuff I can relate to.
Well, one of the things and one of the things I've always done, so like I've been in the retro community now for 7 years. Like my channel is 7 fucking years old. Can't believe it, but I've always kind of made connections with people based off of the hobbies that we share together and that we like, and never really, dwelled on stuff we didn't like. Like that's kind of pointless. You know what I mean? That's it. To me, I see more value in connecting on things we can enjoy, which is retro gaming, rather than things we don't like.
Super Captain Chris. I also am not a big fan of Souls games. I tried the original. Was it Demon Souls? Didn't really like it.
Demon Souls is impossible. Fuck that game.
No, Super. It does not make you a bad person. I can't stand the games, and it's not because I'm bad at the games. It's because I don't feel there's enough substance for my personal taste there. But
yeah, there's
everybody's
really
got their own
story.
taste.
Like I don't like games where the story's hidden and you got to pick up and the little clues.
Yeah, it's very cryptic.
Yeah, I don't like that. I'm one of those people. Just spell it out for me, right? I ain't got time for this shit. Spell out the story for me.
But even then, I don't think it's the story that really bothers me. I think it's more the gameplay wise that I just don't care for. Because I'm like, when it comes to games, I tend it depends. Like Japanese RPGs, I tend to like go through the dialogue so quick nowadays, and maybe it's a time thing. Like certain games are bad, right? They make you just go through paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs of dialogue. Like, oh my god.
Yakuza was like that. When I played Yakuza 0, I wanted to get into that game so bad, but I would sit down and be like, all right, I got 45 minutes to play this game, and it would be like 35 minutes of dialogue. I'm like, what the fuck? The game was awesome, but it was just way too much dialogue.
Mike G says you blocked him twice for asking respectful questions. He feels like you have othered him. I will say this, Mike. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. But if you keep asking, if he's addressed something and you keep asking him or you keep pushing on a question, keep needling him. I have that habit myself. John will tell you because he's blocked me plenty of times.
I was actually
just done with it. He's just like,
you know me well, Tony, because that's exactly how I was going to answer that question before you got it. So I was like, and that's why Vito got banned from my channel that one night. Was because he was literally asking me the same question like over and over and over again. And you even like, I snapped, dude. I just tweaked the fuck out because I got so sick of trying to answer it a different way. And, I played along. I should have just been like, well, he doesn't want to answer. He wants his answer. So, yeah, like I said, I more than likely addressed his, and I don't even, because there was a couple Mike G's. There was a Mike G2. I don't remember blocking the Mike G. I think I blocked the Mike G2, but you probably slipped an insult in there, or either just were insanely repetitive with the questions. Like your question in and of itself is condescending when you ask me, "Do I feel bad for lying to people?" Like insinuating that I lied to people. You're calling me a liar in your fucking question, and if you call me a liar in my channel, I'm gonna block you.
I won't block you for calling me a liar. I just will probably ignore you. G1, G10 says, anyone willing to talk on here should be given some credit. Yeah, I will agree with that. We've opened this to everybody. Only RetroBro, Saggy, from the pro side, quote unquote, that have hopped on and Smash now, but only after he's flipped. Yeah. Pong says Mike Garcia. Yes, he does have a redemption to follow up. I'm with RetroBro. I don't like repeating myself. If you keep asking me the same question, you're going to get the same answer, and it gets annoying really fast. Especially when you have kids and you get that all the time. Like they ask you something like constantly. So it's like a trigger for adults that have children, like parents. You don't like that shit. My kids know. My kid knows. You asked me 3 times. That's it. The 4th time,
Yeah.
you're done.
My kids will try and ask me the same question at different times of the day based on what I'm doing, because they know that every now and then they'll try and catch me off guard.
Man, not me. Yeah, fake accounts are rampant. Yeah, that's a problem. One of the issues, like, because I use StreamYards, I don't know what John uses, but like I can't click on your link, and because I have a cheap setup right now, I can't open up the YouTube chat and see whose channel it is and investigate. So
Yeah,
if
Tony's
someone gets out
computer
of
will
pocket,
explode. The internet, I should say.
yeah. Pong is mad. He said the pro side never heard him out. He feels like
I've never even talked to Pong before, so I don't know what to tell him.
He says they kept backing up the company even though through every mistake they made. Yeah, I'm going to agree with the Pong show on that. Not everybody, obviously. There were some people that were like, "Hey," like Saggy was like, "Hey, the E3 wasn't good. You know, it's a bad look." I'm pretty sure you said something about E3 too.
It was okay. I didn't really. I was kind of on the fence for it. I wasn't as someone who had been following it. I wasn't really overly impressed with it.
Yeah, but I feel like if Tommy stabbed
See, here's the thing, Pong
somebody,
show,
I
and
feel like you would be like, "Hey, it's probably bad that Tommy stabbed."
here's the thing.
But Brad would tell you why Tommy stabbing somebody was actually a good thing, and you got to realize that in the old days, stabbing somebody was a sign of how much you love them. So Tommy stabbing somebody obviously means he likes that person really. Like that dude just goes off into the weeds on some weird shit that has nothing to do with whatever people are talking about.
Again, Mike, this is why I don't address you, because I was respectful. Next sentence, I'm a clown. I'm not gonna address that. The Pong show, I would tell you, and Tony, I don't know, you remember the stream, but when they did that delay in October, I went on that like 2-hour live stream where I just dug into fucking Intellivision.
Yeah, but then to be fair, you kind of unlisted it.
I did unlist it, but I still did it. It was still
but
there.
He might have missed it. Pong might have missed. Not everybody has followed this as closely as all of us, so
That's
some
fair.
of the newer people might have missed some of those moments. 56K warning says, "I don't care. Tommy is my friend, Saggy." But you see, even by saying that, she's at least acknowledging the thing exists, right? She's not pretending like the thing didn't. She's just like, "Yeah, that thing happened. I just don't care," right? That's acknowledgement. Whereas, I'm sorry to say, but DJC he'll just ignore the situation completely and pretend like, some guy's bleeding out at his feet and Tommy's holding a bloody knife, and DJC will be like, "Yeah, so we should really get like billiards or 9-ball on the Amico," as he's slipping in the puddle of blood.
Kevgred, I'm not flip flopping. You should go watch my stream.
I mean, even if, let's say, bro is now negative, right? It wouldn't really be a flip flop. It'd just be a flip. Wouldn't like he was going back and forth.
Yeah, it'd be a
every
flip
day.
flop if I was like pro, then anti, and then back to pro. I guess that would be a flip flop, right?
Yeah. Tumblr says, "When is Tony going to flip flop and do a stream with Rab?" I've invited Rab onto the channel several times. Apparently, he doesn't like me.
I don't know. I don't think he likes me.
I think
I've
because
been
I
pretty
called him
harsh on
Retro
him.
Advisory, I'm getting so very bored or something along those lines. He doesn't like me. Also, because I took apart his one video where he essentially ignored the fact that the ESRB didn't have a teen rating to try to say that Nintendo now suddenly had more teen games than they did before. I was like, dude, in 1985, the teen rating didn't exist when the NES came out. It didn't exist until like the DS.
Mid 90s, I think teen rating.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah,
So it would have been
NES didn't have any teen
well, it would have
games because
been
teen didn't exist, right? And let's be real. Right?
well, Nintendo wasn't really considered a kids console until Sega started doing their advertising,
Yeah.
and started targeting the older kids, and then kind of so the Nintendo was not a kids system at all. I mean, it was a revolutionary video game console for the time. Like there was tons of what you would probably consider by today's standards, back then, which would have been teen style games.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, let's be real. Something like Contra would probably be teen rated, right? It's violent. You're shooting people.
Yeah, Castlevania, Monster Party was probably another one. There's a lot of them, dude. Maniac Mansion, maybe Maniac
Dr.
Mansion.
Chaos,
Yeah.
Frankenstein. I mean, and again, like you got to remember, there wasn't a lot of gore on the NES, but because the console couldn't really handle it, right? It couldn't really give you that graphic violence that we can do now. So, if there was a teen rating and it was instituted back then, a lot of games would have been teen, under what we considered teen, right? Now, if you go back and you go, well, yeah, there's no way that Castlevania compares to, say, like Grand Theft Auto, right? But yeah, because it's a different generation. Like everything's advanced. You got to remember, like True Grit is a Disney movie, right? True Grit stars what the hell's his name? That makes all those westerns. John Wayne. He swears in that movie, and it's pretty bad. But it's a G-rated film, right?
Yeah, I'll never forget when I was a kid. When the ESRB came out, one of the my favorite game to this day, The Haunting on Genesis, was such a joke that game was a mature. You had to be like 18 or older to rent at the video store, and basically because there was it had its horror themes, and I think mainly it had that rating because the old lady, her pants drop when you scare her like half to death. Her pants drop down and you see her, half her butt and her panties and stuff like that. But it was such a joke that something like that you had to be 18 or older to rent.
Yeah, Kev Grit, again, RetroBro has been on this channel before. He's been very pro Amico and been on the channel, right? So it's not like, and as far as I know, he's not anti-Amico now. Are you like anti-Amico now?
No, like I literally said in my live stream, I'm not anti-Amico. I'm not throwing people under the bus.
Mike versus Tony, battle of the journalists. There's only one journalist in that thing, and it's definitely not Mike. Sorry, I know he's with your friend, bro, but he's terrible.
Who's that?
Mike Mullis.
You guys don't like Mike? Mike's become a very close friend of mine.
Yeah, that's why I said I know he's your friend, but he's a terrible human being, and I don't like him.
I would disagree.
Anybody that goes on stream and calls me a fake journalist and a member of the Jackass Squad.
Well, hey man, that's just between you two, man. Y'all work that shit out. I said on my stream. Listen, I said on my stream. In life, you're gonna have friends that your other friends might not be cool with, and you just have to learn to live with that shit. That's part of being an adult.
Pong Show wants to hop on. Are you comfortable with Pong being on?
Yeah, of course. I don't care, dude. I don't care who comes on here.
I just want to make sure. I don't want to just, I'm putting the link in the chat for the Pong Show. Smash if you're back there. Don't jump on. I don't want any surprises.
That dude is really mad. Listen, I'll unblock you, Mike, if it hurts your feelings, man. If it bothers you that much, I'll go in my settings and unblock you. I didn't realize it was gonna upset you so much. I'm sorry, bro.
Some people get really upset by being blocked. Usually, like if some channel blocks me, I just like, okay, I guess I'm not coming back there anymore, right?
Usually the best way to get blocked on my channel is if you just outright annoy me.
Well, I showed up one time and I got timed out. I was like, hey, what's going on? Timed out.
Oh, that was Pete who timed you out. And then because I said something to him afterwards, remember? You and I think I talked about that.
Zombie Ryu Chu says, can I offer thoughts on this? I am a retro gamer. I am anti-DRM and pro fair use. There was no reason for this product to exist. The issue retro gamers have with modern platforms with DRM and will not be addressed until the law changes surrounding IP to make this sort of thing a repeal or change like the DMCA. Stop those laws and you stop the exploitation. Well, first off, I disagree with you completely on the DMCA. I think DMCA is good. When I make content, it is mine. I do not want other people to use it without fair use. And no fair use does not mean just re-uploading my video with no sort of transformation of what I'm doing, right? Secondly, modern gamers, I don't know. I'm not a retro gamer, so I can't speak on what retro gamers have issues with. But modern gamers have a lot more issues with things than just DRM, right?
No,
And,
I think it's garbage.
As far as product needing to exist or not, that's really not for us to decide. That's more for the market.
Yeah,
And
the
I've said it
market
before,
decides
right?
that.
Yeah, I want it to come out, and I want the market to decide whether or not.
I really hope it does come out just like so we know, you know what I mean? Like, and I think like everyone wants to talk about like what would settle the debate. I know Days has talked about it on his show. It's like he wanted closure. I think the best way for everybody to get closure is just for it to come out and let it get tested, man. Let the markets do its thing and see what happens, you know? Because I'll be honest with you, man, I had a lot of fun playing it. I saw a lot of strangers had a lot of fun playing it. So I would like to see it come out just to see how it does. And if it comes out and it fails, listen, I've said on my channel, I've sat there and I said, statistically, the Amico should fail. And I said it in my last stream, and I've said this over and over again. There's a reason why Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo are the only three companies that are making video game consoles on this scale. Is because there is no company that can currently compete with them and take market share away.
Yeah, I agree. Before we get to Ben, what's up, Ben? Retro gamers need to stop living in the past. The platforms that existed back then existed because those were the technologies of the era. Yeah, but just because Intellivision,
we still enjoy those,
though. Intellivision can come out with a new console. One, it doesn't have to be super powered, right? The issue was never with the power of the console. The issue was never with whether or not the games were fun. I've said this several times. As critical as I am, that I probably will not like most of the games. I did have fun playing Breakout, and I thought the games had potential to be fun. I just didn't think that they would be $275 console worth of fun, right? That was always my issue, was the price. I got cheap, crappy games on PlayStation that I play all the time. But I pay like 99 cents, right? I already own the PlayStation where I can get good games that are $50 games, but also crappy games, right?
Right. We were on this for the longest time. If it were $150 and those games were hitting that $3 to $10 price point,
yeah, all day.
I think that's totally doable.
Right, but again, the price of entry for the console is too high, in my opinion, to get you to where you need to be, where you're like, yeah, I'll buy the games, $3, whatever, right? Because I've done that. I have plenty of games that I've bought, like, because it's 99 cents, $3, $5. Turns out to be shit, and I never played again. But I don't feel bad because I only spent a couple bucks on it, right? But if that was all my PlayStation 5 did, was those games that I end up regretting buying them, yeah, I'd be like, fuck, this is bullshit.
I think one of the things Intellivision did early on that was a huge mistake is they devalued their console from the get-go. Like if they would have come out and never gave a price point and had games over like $10 that were more developed games and higher quality games and sold them for like $20, I think it probably would have been a little bit received a lot better. But when they came out, even I said in that initial video I did, I'm like, what kind of game am I getting for like $3.99 to $7.99? Like what kind? Because listen, dude, I got a PC. I play games on Steam. If I buy a $3.99 game on Steam, it's probably shit. Like every now and then, like a $3.99 game, you might like 1 out of 20, you might find a good game.
Well, I'll disagree because Ninja Kitty. I'll stand up for Ninja Kitty on this one. That like at least through like Steam, you can always find, and maybe at like a base price, if that's like its regular price, I'll probably agree with you. But there are tons of games. Yeah, but there are tons of games that you can find around that price point that are on sale, and games go on sale so often though.
Here's the thing though, Gary. Like you said, I think if the game is priced at $3.99 base price.
Right,
probably going to be shit.
Right.
I'm not talking about it's
not going to be there.
Yeah.
Look, I just got XCOM 2 on sale for $2.99 on PlayStation. Right? It's not a $2.99 game. Obviously, it's like a $60 game.
Right.
But I got it for $2.99. So that's the difference. Like you'll get games on sale for a good price.
But we do got to take that into consideration, right? We can't just not acknowledge that games like on Steam, especially on Steam, are almost constantly on sale. Right. They're constantly on sale. So you do have to factor that into your decision making that. And my biggest deal was always not whether or not these games are worth that price that you're paying for them. It's whether or not the company's going to be around to justify their asking price, the entry point into the console. And that was always my big issue, is that 150 I could probably swallow it if they weren't around in a year and maybe they only had 20 to 30 games, but at $250, $300 I really want the company to be around a couple years so that they can fill out the library, and that's where I've been.
At the very least, if Intellivision said, hey, if we ever go under, we're just going to completely open it up and, fucking put whatever you want on it, right? We're going to allow it's going to be an open platform because we're going under. Then okay, well, that's now we're back in the, well, it's not too bad if you spent so much money on it. But with all the games being digital, it's like you lost all those other games now. It'd be a give and take.
It's slim. You're right. It's slim pickings, and I think that's what it's kind of got me excited about the Playdate. I know I'll bring this up again, but Open SDK is, possibilities of even if all they give you are those 24 games at, over the course of 3 months, the possibilities of people side loading games and the things that could be possible in the future, regardless of whether or not the people at Panic want to continue bringing developers on board to give you another season of games. That's huge. So yeah, I totally agree.
All right, so I'm going to get to this comment. DuckTales Remastered was $3 last week. DuckTales.
That was a sale price. That wasn't a.
Well, all I want to say is that DuckTales is one of my favorite games of all time.
The remaster's okay.
I don't like the remaster. I don't like the art in the remaster.
I didn't care for it at first either. I had to give it a little bit to warm up to it because I like the original too. I'm right there with you, Tony. I have it for Wii U.
We're going to get to Ben Silverpong. Dean TV is in the backstage, so we allow him on.
So a lot of you guys don't know this, man, but me and Dean go back a little bit.
No,
in a good way.
Someone else in the chat. We got Vito.
And that's what I wanted to come on here for. Retro.
What's up?
What happened to you, man? What happened?
Oh, hold on. He's got it.
Come on.
He's all right. Hey, Vito.
I miss you. I turn on the camera. Golly. Oh, seeing this guy like this. Retro bro, why? What happened?
Dean, I love you, but Ben has the floor. He wanted to come on and talk.
Oh, sorry.
He's been waiting a while.
He's been waiting.
Oh, no problem.
Go ahead.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can
we
hear
can
you.
hear you.
All right. Yeah. Cool. No, I give credit, John, that you come on here, and hear us out and stuff.
I've done it.
But,
Yeah, I mean, listen, I've done it before, man. I mean, this isn't anything new. Like, I had No Swear Gamer on my channel. Like, I've been on Tony's channel before. Like,
yeah. All right. So is it safe to say you're still on the pro side, right?
yeah. But
All
listen,
right.
I'm not going to sit here and I'm to the point where I'm not. I got to turn this music I'm playing is fucking weird. Hold on. I'm not to the point where like I'm going to come out here and say, well, based on this and based on that, and I know this and I know like I'm not. I'm done doing that, and I explain why I'm not doing that anymore in my video.
I just want you to know I heard your live stream earlier. Some of it, not all of it, but on your thoughts and stuff and where you stand. So that's why I guess but anyway. Obviously, we're all here tonight because of the Amico. So at some point, we probably all like the idea. Some people stepped out a lot earlier. Some people stepped out from the beginning. I don't know. I was a middle person at most of the time and was trying to figure out like where this thing was going and how people were approaching it and stuff like that. It goes back to when you had everyone down in your basement. I started following it around that time with DJC, watching his channel. And I mean, I know I heard you say that Mike's a friend of yours, right? And Tommy's a friend of yours, right?
Yeah,
correct.
That's correct.
All right. Is it okay if I ask you, like how do you consider them your friend because of the interaction you had with them in your basement, playing the Amico together and stuff like that? I mean, because like,
Ben, how do you like, it's weird that you're asking me to justify a friendship with somebody.
Are you asking if he's given the reach around?
Well,
because I assume
well,
if you want to answer me that, I can give you an answer for that, Vito. And the answer would be an obvious yes.
Among gentlemen, of course, at least once.
Well, the reason why I'm asking you that is because is this why you're holding on so long? Is because of the friendships that you have from the pro side? I mean, I've seen it in the past where it seemed like you wanted to get critical even with the pro side when you went on their chats, but then you held back and you kind of just mingled in with them. But there was times I thought you were going to come out critical because of the way the company was bringing itself forward. You know what I'm saying?
So that's a fair question, and I'll answer your question. And I talked about it in my video, and I think the reason why, if I do not make Amico content anymore, it is directly because of the friendships I've made, and I would rather be close with my friends than because listen, dude, I don't do fucking YouTube to like be some star on YouTube. Like I do it as a hobby because I like to talk about this shit that I'm interested in.
You have a lot more knowledge than I do when it comes to YouTube.
I'd rather be friends with my friends than throw them under the bus to help my YouTube channel or just to say I can cover something.
Well, I have a question for you. Okay, so are these YouTube friends we're talking about or personal life friends? Like
the personal life friends, I've met them in real life. I've had dinner with them. They've been in my home. They're personal life friends. Okay.
So, but what I'm trying to get at, right? When you say friends, right? And YouTube, right? I understand that you refer as people as your friends. Your viewers are your friends, whatever, right? But what I'm trying to get at is, so, okay, let's say I'm a viewer on your channel and I'm subscribed to you and I chat and me and you have interactions here and there. Am I considered your friend?
Not if I just
know how much of a whore you are, John, that you give up your friendship.
No, because I interact with a lot of people every day online. That doesn't mean they're my friend. I don't consider my subscribers friends.
Okay, so if I was to get critical with you on the Amico, I wouldn't be as much of a friend to you as someone that you met once and had dinner with. So what I'm trying to say is, at that point, are you taking sides, even if you don't agree with, say, DJC, because you consider him your friend, over me, who's just a viewer? I don't know. I just want to know if that's what brought you to this point on the Amico, why you held on this long, and why you consider Tommy a friend, and why you consider some of these people that you really only met once just trying to figure out.
It's more than meeting somebody once. This is such a weird question that you're asking me, because you're asking me to like justify a friendship to you. Like that doesn't seem odd to you that you'd ask me that question? Like,
well, because you refer Tommy as a friend, and other people have too.
Are you just trying to gauge?
I ask because anytime I've ever,
I can't speak for anybody else.
I'm trying to define how he would view me compared to someone else.
I don't know you, dude. Like, no offense, but I don't know you, and that's not a slight at you. I don't know you, but your opinion of the Amico is fine by me. I don't know, whatever your opinion is, that's your opinion. I don't really give a shit what your opinion is.
I mean, you do got to understand that he does have invested time. He does have invested time with a lot of these other guys. So I totally understand.
And when I say I don't give a shit, I don't mean like your opinion is worthless. Don't take that the wrong way. I'm just saying like it doesn't matter to me. Like it's like I'm not going to have.
I didn't take it the wrong.
A personal or emotional response on how you view the Amico.
Well, TheRetroBro is one of your longest, oldest friends. I don't think that. I don't know what we're getting at here. Are we trying to say that because, like, that he's biased because of how he?
I am biased. I said that. I've always said that. Like, I've always been biased.
Exactly. Yeah.
I always made that clear.
I think people are biased. Yeah. If he admits to the bias, you can't be too upset.
Right. All right.
You have to say, is the bias, Here's the thing. I think you erred on the side of, you believed what people were selling you. And I don't know. I don't think you were like,
all that, how do you still believe and consider these people your friends after all that?
But they didn't have additional information. Did any of them have information that they were hiding from TheRetroBro?
But this is the whole reason why the hate. Well, I don't know if you want me to call it the hate side, but this is why they've always been so critical about you guys, and why Tommy is so hated, because you guys always refer to him as this great guy. And yeah, I met him in person, and I do think he's a great guy. But when it comes to business, then I don't know if you still consider him your friend after he's taken you guys to this point. And I don't know if he's turned his back on you guys, or if he's just like, maybe you guys have, some inside information that we don't know about, I guess, because you're friends. So I don't know. So
tell us. That's what he wants to know.
So two things you touched on. One, you said Tommy ghosted, Tommy went silent. I talk to Tommy literally almost every day. I know what's going on in his personal life. We talk about shit. I've talked to him on the phone. We don't talk about the Amico.
Okay.
He's become a friend of mine.
Okay.
So yes, he is my friend. That's
what you and every person on the pro side says. That's what you all say.
I can't speak, Ben. I can't speak for them. I don't know what they talk to him about. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not sure.
When you were on your channel, telling your viewers that it's going to be released by the end of the month, by the end of the year, because your friend was telling you that it was going to be out by the end of the year.
When did I say it was going to be out by the end of the year? I had the same information you did at that time. And I had the same information you did at that time that it was going to be released in October. I never said it was going to be released before January 1st. What?
So your friends lied to you then? They didn't give you the right information. So why do you?
I had the same information you did. Why would they give me more information? Listen, I don't expect all
Because
my
they're your
friends.
friend. Because
I don't expect
because they're your friends.
If your friend was in a legal Ponzi scheme, do you think he's going to tell you? Like, and I'm not saying that's the case, but what I'm saying is I don't expect my friends to tell me everything. I had the same information regarding the Amico as you did, Ben.
All right, but you have real friends in your area.
Yes, of course I do. Do you?
Okay, so if you go out and run
It
out,
sounds like an advertisement for like, do you want to meet sexy singles in your area? What are you trying to sell a retro bro on here?
Ben, can I be honest with you? It sounds like you're upset that I say he's my friend. Like that bothers you.
well, that's what everybody on the pro side says.
Not everybody.
And you guys have, and you just said yourself that you in contact with him. So if he's your friend and you're in contact with him on a daily basis, then they come on your channel and tell your viewers that the thing's going to be out at the end of the month, and there's going to be a date set, and then it doesn't happen, and then it doesn't happen, and it doesn't happen. But now you still consider them your friend, and they flat out lied to you through your channel, to your viewers. That's what I'm trying to get at. So how is that? How do you still consider? How do you still consider these people your friend? Is it just because? Is it just because Tommy's a millionaire, and you feel like it's something to say that I'm friends with a millionaire?
All right,
It's getting spicy.
I think the issue
I don't know what to tell him. Listen, dude, I didn't know who Tommy was before all of this. So no, it's not to say I was friends with a millionaire. That's ridiculous.
I think the issue is that Ben is saying that Tommy has lied to you, Retro Bro. I think so. We have to address whether or not you feel you have been lied to.
No, the answer is no. The answer is no. I don't feel I've been lied to.
If Retro Bro doesn't feel he's been lied to, he has no reason to no longer consider Tommy a friend, because in his eyes, he has not been told lies. Whether you, me, Vito, or anyone else on the panel believe that or feel the same way is irrelevant to the Retro Bro experience. I can't change his mind. I can't make him think that people have lied to him, right? All right. You're unmuted now, Ben. I'm sorry.
It's very possible Tommy never directly lied. I think he seems like more of a truth stretcher.
I think Tommy overpromised a lot of things.
Tommy overpromised,
right?
And I think I don't think he ever intentionally lied to me. I don't think Tommy's a liar.
I think the biggest one that it comes down to recently was the Phil Adam, and that wasn't on yours, right? That was on Mike's stream, right?
No,
he was on my channel too.
Oh, okay. Well, I think that's the one that's really stuck in everybody's mind right now is the,
that's what I was going to say next.
Phil did say, well, right. And I understand it. Like, yeah, Phil said what he said, and people are taking that as like, I get what Ben's trying to say here, that like how can you be friends with somebody who are making these claims, but then again, you're not responsible. Like, I totally understand that. Like, you're
responsible when you put it on your channel.
What's the
intention? But again,
you are responsible when you put it through your channel.
Well, it depends on what he put. Did he put on his channel like the Amico is definitely coming out, or did he just repeat what he was told, which is Tommy?
Right? He let these guys.
If he's repeating Tommy's claim, it's still Tommy's fault for saying it.
Ultimately, yeah.
If Retro Bro had information that like things were fucked, but then didn't report that, like you could get him there, but I don't think he had that.
Well, here's the thing. Getting back to what you said about Phil Adam, when you guys had him on your chat, you guys weren't critical with the guy at all.
That wasn't the purpose of that.
You guys, after 3 years, you guys should have been like.
The purpose of that video, Ben, was to have him come on and just talk about the transition that they've made. We didn't even take any questions or anything. That wasn't the intention of that video.
I think at the end of the day,
he just
did. He got upset. No, I think at the end of the day, it's really going to fall on like guys like Phil. The things that they said are going to be on them. So
his connection might have dropped. We didn't kick him, just for the record.
I think
he was talking. No, I think he was talking. I don't think he left.
That's why I said it might have dropped.
I know he was mad, but I don't think he was mad enough to leave like that.
Look, I'll say this. I don't think anybody in the pro Intellivision side of things was lying on behalf of Intellivision. I think they were just given information from Tommy, and they believed it. And you can say it was foolish to believe it, but I'm not going to accuse you guys of trying to, lie to your audience. I don't think, that's fair.
Yeah, it's not like the pro Amico people knew that Tommy snuck $100,000 over the border and tried to, lie to the government.
God, that story, I read that and I'm like, oh man, that sucks so much. Why would you do that? I felt bad for Tommy.
It's kind of a baller move, though, man. Like, it's kind of funny.
It's a baller move if you get away with it, but he didn't get away with it. I can understand you go, what if I kept all the money? It's like, yeah, or don't fuck around with the fucking airport security. I would not have the balls to try and pull that.
Well, I think the best part of the story was when he blatantly lied to the security and was like, oh, no, don't worry, guys. I wasn't trying to sneak 100,000 over. What I did was I tried to give it to all my band members and sneak it in smaller bundles under 10,000, so I didn't have to declare it.
Which would have been smart. Why didn't he do that? He should have done that.
I think that's illegal too, Vito.
Well, it's illegal, but it's way less hard to trace because you can go, yeah, we each have 10 grand. That's legal. You don't know where we fucking got it. The problem is, I think he might have done that, and then afterwards they all gave it back to him. And he's like, oh, shit, there's another checkpoint. Or he just lied. That never happened.
According to the documents, he basically admitted that he made up that story.
That was a good story. Well, no, it's not a good story because he admitted to fraud, so it's a bad story.
Because I think they questioned the band members, and they were all like, we didn't get no money. What are you talking about? Tommy didn't give us nothing.
Is Tommy on tour right now?
Tommy's not going on tour.
Yeah.
That rumor of him going on tour in April, so that was an old show date that was scheduled like 2 years ago. He's not going on tour in April. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah. Well, I heard he's dealing with a lot of personal issues.
Yeah, a lot.
That's no fun.
Yeah, I don't know. I've heard some things. I won't repeat them because,
it's not my business.
Horrible. Not my business.
I mean, I have to feel like I don't think it's that Tommy didn't want to make the console happen. I just think he fundamentally underestimated like what it was going to take. You meet a lot of guys who are like, we're going to do the best thing ever. And I go, okay, well, whatever you think it's going to cost, it's probably going to cost 5 times that. You just have to like be ready for that possibility. And I don't know exactly what happened or what fell apart, but they aimed too high with the Intellivision. Would have been better if they really wanted to put out a device to do like some stupid Android set-top box without special controllers, without anything, and just limp it out like the CS or whatever.
They took a little bit too much, feedback, and I believe they tried to pivot a few times.
Well, that's a big. I mean, that has happened. I work on like a board game, and it's like I know a guy who had a board game company, and they raised $1 million on Kickstarter for this board game, and they went, "Oh, the rules are bad. Let's redesign the whole game," and now the game is never coming out.
Right.
And that's kind of what happened with Intellivision. Is like, yeah, we're ready to go. We know exactly what we're doing. Oh, but it could be better. Oh, but it could be better. Oh, but we can't get this part, so let's switch this. And it's like, no, dude. Just even if you have to put out a piece of crap, it's better than to put out just your first idea than try to reiterate and not do anything else at all.
Right.
Yeah. I agree.
I see that happen to so many companies where they just go, no, well, like we raised extra money on Kickstarter, so we can afford to make it better. And you're like, no, dude, just get it out. Don't. It's a very cautionary tale for anyone looking to make a project. Just even if you think the project's going to be shit, like just get the shit out the door. Don't spend an extra 2 years retooling it.
Well, here's the problem, Vito. I do believe Tommy was trying to make a console. Yeah, I seen that, Dean. But also, I think that he was from the very beginning, at least from the Portland Retro Game Expo, was already kind of fudging things, showing off things that weren't solid deals, making claims that weren't exactly true. He said that he pulled the price out of his ass, right? Later on, he admitted, "Hey, I didn't know what the price was going to be. We just made it."
When he said it was going to be 150.
Yeah.
Right.
He said that Toe Jam and Earl.
Yeah, and that's another common problem with these Kickstarter projects or whatever else is they go,
Yeah,
"It's
fuck
gonna
if
be
you do,
this
fuck if you don't.
money," and they're not factoring for overseas fulfillment, manufacturing, whatever else.
Yeah. But like I said, like he claimed that Toe Jam and Earl was coming to the console. He had no contract for the game. It was just the devs and the Amico team talked. They had a discussion, and that was as far as it ever went.
Yeah. I mean, I was trying. There was the one time that I typed at Tommy. I never actually spoke to him in person. But my whole thought was, I'm like, listen, man, pick a through line, your best possible through line. Ditch Earthworm Jim, ditch all this, whatever. Just be like, it is a family console. We have Farkle and Cornhole. It's for this probably would have pissed off the core Amico supporters. I know you guys are all like retro gamers that want Earthworm Jim or whatever. And I'm like, listen, man, like if you want to sell to like a bunch of Mormons, like they don't care about Earthworm Jim. Just
Right.
put it aside, stop promoting it with that, and just make Tommy's ultra friendly Christian game console for good boys and good girls. And
well, that's the thing. I would have had a lot more respect for them if they would have just chose a path and followed through with it, right? Like whether that be the Earthworm Jim and the retro side of stuff, or the family friendly, kid friendly games. That just pick a path, get it out there, and let the the demographics and the people decide whether or not it's for them or not.
But again, I think that was a waste of resources. To put together teasers for Earthworm Jim to put together to go to all buying space. I'm sure he had to pay for that appearance at E3 or whatever else. And I would have just told him.
Gave it to him.
I don't think.
Well, that was 10. What was it? Rumored to be $10,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can say 10 grand is affordable compared to whatever else they were paying for, but
Tommy said he didn't spend a dime on marketing. Remember?
Yeah, I don't buy that. Am I crazy for not buying that?
No, you're not crazy.
No.
I think they, if anything, I mean, it was clear.
What the fuck is
banging
going?
on
God damn.
shit.
It's Dean.
Christ.
Dean's over there typing on a typewriter.
Oh my lord! Every time I come on your channel, Tony, someone's banging away on some shit.
Tradition.
Yeah. No, I was confused by how bad some of Tommy's marketing was. But I mean, it is clear, that they were not spending money on it, which you can say is good or bad. I'm not sure.
My shield checks say otherwise. I'm just kidding.
G10 says if Tommy really wanted to release the console, he would have liquidated a portion of his toy hoard and not collected interest on the loan. You guys sort of talking nonsense.
I mean, the amount of millions that aren't they 8 million in debt, or what's the number?
Yeah, it's 8 million.
Yeah, I don't think he's getting 8 million worth for his toy collection. I could be crazy.
Well, here's the thing that was weird, and Retro, you can chime in on this. A lot of people found it weird when Smash kind of showed a little bit more. I believe he showed more than what was his original video of his tour at Intellivision showed, but at the office they had quite a few like cars, and it was just it kind of struck me as odd that they would have that kind of stuff at like Intellivision headquarters.
Well, that's because they were renting out the building from Nick Richards, and those were his race cars.
I don't know. I mean, I know Nick's.
I mean, it still strikes me as odd. I think a lot of people were just kind of dumbfounded by it.
Dean, go ahead, talk. You want to?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Yes. Okay. So before beer pong went off and everything like that, hey, Retro Bro, man, come on. What happened, man? He has been attacking me. Okay, see, Retro Bro.
I've been attacking you?
He has been attacking me, everybody. See, Retro Bro doesn't put out his Facebook info, I don't think. And I'm not going to put it out there. Man.
That's fake news.
I'm not going to put it out there. But, me and him are friends on Facebook. And I'll be like sharing a photograph of whatever, right? And it'll be like me. There was this one case. It was me and Sting standing side by side, face off, and Retro Bro comments, "Hey, did you tell him about the Amico?" I'm like, whoa, where's this coming from, Retro Bro? Why are you attacking me?
Hold on, I don't even know what you're talking about. Hold on.
Oh, here's another case. I'll be like checking out Batman or something. Oh, I wonder if Batman knows about the Amico. Dude, whoa.
Lies, man.
Dude, whoa.
Yeah.
No, I can screenshot all this.
You have to send it to me because I know I recently when I was messing with you and I was like,
you were messing with me. Why were you messing with me? We don't.
He's deleting it right now.
No.
I wonder if I did it.
It's the one you said your son hates Ryu's Hadouken. I said,
oh yeah,
playing this on Amico.
Yeah, it's everything Amico with you. What's going on, Retro Bro? Hold on, man, because we got to really talk. Because like it was mentioned earlier about you putting up that what is now the unlisted video, and you were being pretty genuine in that video, were you not?
Yeah, I've always been genuine on my channel, man.
Okay, so you go ahead and unlist that video. Why? Because it probably makes the Amico look bad, right?
And Tommy's a friend of mine, and that's why I'm not covering the Amico anymore.
I understand.
Because I can't listen. I can't at this point, and I should have realized this sooner. I can't separate the two. It's not fair to me. It's not fair to me or my viewers at this point.
So, going back to the unlisted video, which you're not covering anymore, but at that time, it's unlisted for a reason. And then, I believe out of your mouth, you said Cyrus Martin got a hold to you and was like, "Hey, man, you got to get with the Amico groove." And you kept on talking good about the Amico after that. What did Cyrus give you?
I don't even remember that, dude.
What did Cyrus give you?
You apparently watched this video more than I have, and I made the video.
I've seen everything. I have done my research like Tony. Yeah.
Don't blame me. Why am I getting dragged into this?
I'm just saying, you do research. Remember what Mike said? You are a fake journalist or something like that. You do the research. Yeah.
Where is Amico Fest 22 going to be held? What basement? Whose house? Where are we going?
I thought about just expanding this basement, maybe.
Backyard wrestling?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, how much can we beat up Retro Bro? I think that you have said
a lot.
But he's said the most important thing, which is I'm too close to Tommy to continue covering this in an unbiased manner, and for that reason, I am stepping back. Is that correct, Retro Bro? Is that your stance?
That is the best synopsis of the situation you could say.
And I'll give him credit. He did say he should have realized this earlier.
Here's what I'm gonna say, and here's why I feel bad for some of the pro retro community is Tommy should have also known this.
Right? Yes.
That if you have a product, yes, okay, you can go to some of your friends and say, "Hey, can you retweet it?" Or you work for a magazine, can you send it along to your editor in chief? Maybe he'll want to cover it. But when you're forming deep relationships with people who are supposed to be uncritically delivering news and hype about your console, you're creating a very dangerous situation, not only for them, but for yourself. Tommy's feelings are clearly hurt. He is clearly hurt that Smash JT has betrayed him, that other people have betrayed him. And you have to go, well, yeah, but the trust you were asking for them was ridiculous. You were asking them to take your project, which is up shit creek, and to tell everybody it tastes like delicious chocolate pudding. And that's an unreasonable thing to expect from your friends. And you can't really call them your friends if that's what you expect out of them, because it's an unreasonable thing to ask for. And I hope Tommy has learned that lesson, that in the future, maybe don't get so close to the people who are covering your stuff. Maybe they don't have to be your best friend, and you guys can have a professional relationship.
I agree. I agree with Vito 100%. That's what I said when I interviewed Tommy, and I was ridiculed unmercilessly by everyone.
Yeah.
Everybody said Tony's a fucking idiot for not being Tommy's friend. Remember that? I remember
Should have
that.
been Tommy's friend.
Should have been his friend. That said, I want to know, Retro Bro, is Smash JT the Fredo of the Amico Mafia?
What is a Fredo?
Betrayer.
You've never seen
Have you ever seen the movie The Godfather?
Oh yeah. Listen, dude, it's 2:30 here. I've been up.
All
I've been up since about 6.
Fredo, of course, being the horrible
yeah.
brother who betrays the Corleone family.
I said why I believe Smash has his reasons as why he did it.
Because he's a snake. Call him a snake. I'm just fucking.
Well, my thing is he went from one extreme to the other in a matter of days, and I mean he went from being on a live stream touting the Amico to 3 days later making videos about the Amico cult.
Well, he was really upset about the announcement of the guy with the Phantom or whatever it was, or no, the guy who was with the Chameleon. What's that guy's name?
Yeah,
Phil Adam.
So
Yeah,
Phil.
He seems to be like that.
Do you guys want? If I give you the backstory, are you guys even going to believe me? I mean, does it matter?
Yes.
Because I know I know exactly what happened with Phil Adam.
I believe
Phil Adam is friends with Mike Kennedy. They've been friends for years.
We've covered that.
Mike Kennedy asked Phil to be an advisor. He's like, "Hey, Phil, I'll put you on the board." He goes, "Yeah, sure, fine. I'll do that for you because you're my friend." Phil advised Mike to never do a crowdfunding, and when he went to crowdfunding, Phil left, and Mike kept his name there.
Two questions. One, why didn't Phil realize what kind of person Mike was, since he had 4 other business dealings with Mike in the past prior to the Coleco?
I can't answer that question.
And number 2, why would he not want him to go to crowdfunding? I think that's the key question. Did he know it was not a real console? It was like, hey, if you go to crowdfunding, you're going to get fucking caught.
No, I think he probably knew it wasn't ready and advised him not to do it. Dude, you're asking me to answer a question.
Hypothetical, like, just thought experiment questions. Like, I don't want an answer. I just want you to think critically. Like, why would he do that?
Why would he tell him not to do crowdfunding?
Yeah. And a console
for the
had
Chameleon?
no money.
This is about the Chameleon or about the Amico?
Yeah, it is about the Chameleon.
It's about the Chameleon. Yeah.
I think he might have just not believed in crowdfunding. I don't know. I mean, I would have crowdfunded it if it was real. Are you saying he knew it wasn't real, so don't do a crowdfunding campaign because then people are going to dig into it?
That's my thought. That's my train of thought. Because why else?
Yeah. Well, you're automatically assuming that there's nefarious.
Like, well, we know it wasn't real.
We
know the results.
Well, yeah, of course. In hindsight, you can always look back and look at things like that. I mean, I can't answer that. I only know what happened. I don't know as to why it happened. I know Phil Adam worked on the project for maybe a total of 2 hours, tops.
Well, if you ever get the chance to talk to Phil again, maybe ask him that question. Say, hey, Phil, just curious. Why would you not want them to go to crowdfunding for the Chameleon? What was the reasoning behind that?
Well, it would have been smart if after it was exposed as a scam, if he had come out and distanced himself publicly from it. And he certainly had an opportunity to tell his side of the story if that's how it happened. If he just said, it's not for me.
Listen.
I'm not saying you can or can't, I'm surprised that he didn't. I'm surprised that in the wake of that, I mean, I guess he just assumed I just won't say everything and everybody will forget about it. But gamers are the worst people to try and do that with. They don't forget about anything.
It's like, why didn't Phil ever say anything about being part of the Intellivision Gen 2 Kickstarter? Because that was a Kickstarter that he was a part of, but he didn't want the Chameleon to be a Kickstarter. See how I'm confused here?
Well, the Phil Adams thing, honestly, isn't even a big deal to me because I do kind of side with Retro Bro. I'm like, I don't know, man. People get attached to projects, and it's not like he was over the guy's house. The guy probably told him, "I got a console."
He was neighbors.
Great.
Okay,
neighbors. But did he? Honestly, if a guy showed me a video game console running a thing, I probably would go, yeah, that looks like a video game console running a thing. I wouldn't go, that's definitely a Super Nintendo Junior inside a Jaguar shell. You know, like that wouldn't even cross my mind because I'm an idiot. So it's very possible the guy showed it to him and he's like, okay, so you're running a crowdfund or a campaign, or you want to run a campaign. Let's talk about it. I can help you out.
But you are a professional idiot, Vito. You
I
know
am a
this already.
professional idiot. I am one of the top idiots in my field. And based on that, but that's the thing. I was surprised that for Smash JT, that seemed like such a big deal to him. Because to me, I was like, I don't know if that guy's tainted forever because he was briefly associated. I always blamed the main guy.
He has a much richer history in the video game thing than just Coleco Chameleon. People seem to
that's what I
forget that he
expected.
was
I'm
president
sure
of Holobyte Spectrum. He worked on a ton of games back in the 80s for the PC, and he helped bring Tetris to the PC. I mean, he's done a lot of work. It's
that was my understanding. Is that this is a guy who's worked on a
know?
bunch of different stuff, and you know, you can say, well, it looks bad, but I wasn't going to immediately.
Well, even Pat and Ian are like, as critical as they are, they're like, yeah, it's not a big deal. Like,
yeah,
like, and they were the harshest critics of the Chameleon at the time.
That's how I feel.
But and Smash JT knew all this before he went public.
Ooh,
or whatever he did.
E. King says Phil Adam did not make the big deals for Tetris. That was Robert Stein who made the big deals for the rights to Tetris to be distributed.
Right. But I understand that. But Phil brought it to PC. I'd have to go back, and it was Holobyte Spectrum that brought it to PC. There was a deal done before that to bring it to the US because it involved Russia, and it was a whole big fucking thing with the government.
Russia is the most powerful country.
So, anyone else got any questions? I know Retro Bro says he needs to go. It's late.
Yeah, it's late as fuck here.
Retro Bro, will you be rebranding?
No. I will not be rebranding.
You will be the Retro Bro.
Elden Ring. You should be like the modern bro.
The Elden Bro.
The Elden
Bro.
There you go.
I've streamed Elden Ring twice. And I actually do awful when I stream it because that's a game I need to be like dialed in when I play it. I can't. It's a terrible game to stream.
I mean, if you're on a boss, I guess. But I just end up playing the same boss for like 2 hours, and everybody gets bored and leaves.
Yeah, I've been stuck on one boss for 2 days now. So
yeah, it sucks.
I
finally beat Merit.
Oh, dude, I'm at. Have you got to the Fire Giant yet?
No, I'm like have not been playing as much as I would like
boss
to.
Is a fucking dickhole, man. Most bullshit Souls boss I've ever fought in my life. He's like the size of 3 buildings, and you can't see his attacks because you have to be under him. It's insane. I wish FromSoft would get a new engine to where they could change camera angles and shit like that.
Oh yeah, they do have some weird camera angle issues. I'm inside of half the bosses.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys got to get good.
It's not about getting good. It's just
no, I know. It's the stupidest thing that a lot of guys are saying.
I am good. I beat Dark Souls 1. I beat Dark Souls 1. Okay. What else have I beat? None of the other ones.
I beat 1 and 3. 2, I fucking
Sekiro or Bloodborne?
I got to like the end of Bloodborne. I should just pick it up and beat it. And Sekiro I got like a month ago. Bloodborne, I'm definitely on like the last boss or two, and I just like for some reason put it down.
Sekiro, you can't level up, man. It's ridiculous. So I never picked that one up.
Well, you build up skills, but you don't level up your
it's weird.
It's super interesting that it was developed at the same time as Elden Ring, because you're like, well, Sekiro's good, but Elden Ring is like infinite. Yeah, they were developed at the exact same time. Which is why, like, all these dumb journalists are like, so how much did Sekiro influence Elden Ring? And the guy's like, not at all. Like, not even, it couldn't have. I mean, we were making them in the same building, so I guess not that much, you know?
Pong is fired up.
Is he still going? I haven't really been looking at the chat.
Yeah.
Wait, who's mad? Pong's mad?
Yeah, Pong's a little mad.
Pong is furious.
Did Pong lose his deposit on the Amico show?
No, I think he's disappointed in the pro Amico people for not validating his criticism and giving him a seat at the table, letting him talk.
Wait,
I was
was he
listening.
pro Amico or was he anti Amico?
I'm not.
He was on
familiar
the
with him.
fence.
Oh, the fence Amico.
I mean, he's.
Well, I think he was
Listen,
pro. I think he was pro in the beginning, right?
There's some people. There's some people that it doesn't matter what I say, because I'm not giving the answer that they want. Then they're going to be mad at me.
Do
And
you think? Yeah, go ahead.
I understand that that's how some people are going to be, and if that's the case, then I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you.
Do you think you will continue to have a relationship with Tommy Tallarico?
Oh yeah, dude. I talk to him all the time. And listen, we don't talk about Amico stuff, you know.
You guys
And
call each other on the phone?
Well, at this point, it's like weird that I have to sit here and even like say this because
I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm late. Maybe you guys have talked about it already.
no, yeah, I have his phone number. We talk. I know exactly what's going on. He knows what's going on in my life. You know, just like any other friend that you have. You know.
Would
I
you
have his
donate
phone
a
number,
kidney?
too. It's publicly available.
Kidney friend? You'd give him a kidney?
I get kidney stones. I probably don't have the best kidneys, but
okay.
Would you
I'm
take a bullet for him?
No, I'm going to save a kidney in case one of my kids ever need one. So no
That's
one's
fair.
getting my kidney.
That's reasonable.
Yeah.
Are your wife swapping with him if he asks you?
What's that?
Wife
Are you gonna
swap.
wife swap?
That's a very strange, weird.
What if he was
question.
going to die unless you wife swap?
Very strange and weird.
Which is a common medical condition, of course.
I got a question. Retro Bro, did you feel anything when Pat and Ian went over your tweet on their podcast?
I thought it was hilarious that they got so upset about my tweet.
Yeah, but they went into detail talking about this lady with her dogs and
I don't even know who she was talking about, man.
Other people that have invested into this thing and now their money is all gone.
Well, it's not gone yet because the company hasn't claimed bankruptcy yet. So
Well,
it's
not
not
gone
gone yet.
You said
Not
yet. So you picture in the future that this thing is going under.
I don't know.
yet.
My hope is that Tommy finds a rich crypto millionaire who really wants to make an NFT video game console, and that alone could make it happen. He just goes, listen, we'll be the first NFT console.
The whole thing with Pat and Ian going over my tweet is if they honestly feel that like I was responsible for people investing, I think they're a little delusional. Like I never told anybody to invest. I've made it clear on my channel that I didn't invest, and I've made it clear on my channel that it should statistically by all means fail. Like because there are like new video game consoles they have a history of failing. Unless they're incredibly niche, like the Evercade and the fucking Poly Mega, and even I don't even think that's doing so well.
I want a Poly Mega though. I do.
I don't know why I want one. I've got a fucking original consoles right here, but it's just one of those things. It's like it just seems cool, right?
Well, it would be
I don't
easy to
know.
stream with. It would be a lot easier than dragging all my consoles into my room.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. But I mean, I can stream on RetroArch on my PC.
That's true. It's so nice to take the games off the shelf, though.
Yeah, it's true. It's facts. So yeah, no, Pat and Ian, like,
what was the tweet that they called you out for? What did the tweet say?
I said, I pretty much said, like, even if the Amico fails, like, at least I made some cool friends along the way, and that really bothered them. Like,
well, those
really
guys got no friends.
And what else did you say?
What else did I? I don't even remember. You guys know more about my shit than I do.
It was worth the ride, bro.
Oh yeah, it was worth.
It was worth the ride.
It was fun. I had to listen, man. Regardless of what happens, I had a lot of fun covering this thing. I think we all.
I don't think
that.
Really?
I don't think it's an unreasonable statement. Like you're coming out of this fine. You didn't lose any money, right?
Yeah, I didn't lose $10,000.
Yeah, so what the fuck do you care?
I think that was their criticism was that RetroBro didn't have.
Why is RetroBro responsible for other people investing? He didn't make anyone invest money. That was their fucking choice. Yeah, you're stupid if you invest in anything.
I destroyed his whole company. So
you destroyed his whole company?
Destroyed his whole company.
No.
Because apparently,
I hope I didn't have any part in that.
Master behind Pat and Ian.
Like I said,
he's probably wholly responsible for you, Vito. For you coming at the Amico, it's my fault.
I didn't even do that much to the Amico. I did one podcast about it, and it was funny. That was it. I don't know if RetroBro even saw that one.
Which one? No, I probably didn't. I was
Good.
watching your Dave Chappelle shit for a while. I thought that was great.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, one time I went on a podcast that makes fun of podcasts, and I brought up one of the Amico ones. I don't remember which one. And but they had no idea what I was talking about, and I think it was one of the worst episodes of their show. So don't worry about it.
Was it Amico After Dark? Was it my show?
It might have
Yeah.
been. I
It
can't
probably
remember.
was.
But I think they were more focused on not you. They were focused on one of your colleagues.
No,
Whatever. It's a throwaway
yeah.
show.
Whatever.
I here's the thing. I bear no ill will towards the Amico people.
Well, and that's the thing. I don't bear any ill will towards anybody who's a critic. Like a
Yeah,
lot
how
of people
could
think like people have said in the chat, like I've attacked people. And then other than one rant that I did in my Jeep probably a year ago.
That was the popping off moment for me to say something. And we made up though. We no ill will over that video. We're good.
And that was more
It's
of a
water under the
response at the
bridge.
time. That was more of a response at the time, I think I want to say it might have been Darius. It might have been him. I don't remember what it was.
So it wasn't to Canadian Gamer.
No, Canadian Gamer made a response to me. Then
I know. I thought he took offense to your video. That's why he did a response to you.
The Canadian Gamer does this thing. I'm not super familiar with the guy.
I don't trust a Canadian as far as I can throw him.
I thought Canadians were supposed to be nice. A lot of the Canadians I've met in real life, they have like something just like they're
No.
nice, but I wouldn't trust them. I don't know what it is.
You not
Gary,
watch
you're not
South?
Canadian, are you?
Who?
Gary, you're not Canadian, right? Are you Canadian, Gary?
You better not be. You're wearing the stream right now.
Gary's from Detroit.
Oh
Oh, okay.
no, I'm
Ninja Kitty. Ninja
I'm
Kitty's
close.
Canadian.
Close. Yeah, you're real close.
See, people in the chat are like, 17 million's lost. I made a friend. Yeah, but like, he didn't lose the money. So what does he fucking care? Like, yeah, it sucks for everybody else.
It's selective morality, man. They're just they
Yeah.
don't care. They don't care about them. They just want to care about them because they believe I don't. That's
Well,
what it
here-
is.
here's
Like,
the
they're
thing.
not complaining about others losing investments on other projects. It's only
Right,
because
right.
I was a fan of it. That's all
I
it
think
is.
the argument is that they believe, whether it's correct or not, they believe that RetroBro actively participated in the scam to
By getting
fleece
people
these out of
excited
money.
for a console.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, Tony.
But that's the thing
Yeah.
is that he didn't mislead them. It was his personal
I
opinion.
didn't
If you watch-
say he did. I was just
Yeah, no.
explaining
That's
Vito
I'm saying this to the
attacking.
people in the chat. Listen, Tony, you motherfucker. No. Look, if RetroBro ever lied to his audience, then you could be upset with him. But all he said is, I personally am excited for this thing, and here's why. And if that made you want to go buy one, it's not his fault that it didn't come out. He's got nothing to do with that. Now you could say, like, shouldn't he have raised some of the warning signs? But the warning signs, I don't even think were that clear. I think people still thought this thing was going to come out. It was just going to take fucking forever, and it was going to suck. But I don't think anybody thought this was going to devolve into nobody's getting one.
right.
Am I
It really
right?
hasn't. Right. It really hasn't been clear to a lot of people until like around November of last year. So
I figured they
just-
were
I would
still
say
going to
early
put
this
it
year.
out, and it was just going to suck, and it was going to be like a shitty thing, and they would
And I
make
think
a
if
couple
they get-
thousand.
I think if they get an investor or they do whatever, I think they can still get consoles out, but I don't know how viable it is past that point.
I do
I
think
don't
that
know,
they
we'll
could
see.
find a dumb rich person. Look, I mean, if the whole console is basically ready to go, they're far enough down the line where they could recoup some money by just publishing it. Again,
Yeah.
I would say make it Johnny's first Christian game console starring Jesus and put Jesus on the front of it and make it the Amico cross or whatever. I don't know, man. Jesus the hell out of this thing. But I think somebody could step in and say, look, I think I could wring X million dollars out of this project rather than just throw the whole thing away. So I'm holding out that, yeah, maybe there is going to be some crazy angel investor who goes, well,
Hey,
let's
Vito-
just put it out and get some.
That's
amount
what
of
they
money
need.
out of it.
Yeah, that's what they need. Look,
Vito, maybe they can get Disney involved.
Yeah.
What are
Maybe
you
they
talking
can-
about? Maybe
They can get the
Tommy
Care
said
Bears.
He's been in talks with Disney about the Tron license. They've been talking ever since the beginning. He's good friends with.
Can I?
people.
Okay, I have to address this because this. The official spokesman for
You
the
said
Amico
that
thing.
on your stream. You
I
said
know.
on your stream, bro.
Tony,
Not to
you
believe
do
anyone else.
realize
Only
you
listen to
do realize I was saying that to fuck with you, right? Like I was saying that because I know it pissed you off. And even Max caught on to it. Max caught it because Max responded to one of my videos and he stopped at that point and he laughed. He goes, I know he's saying that because it annoys people. And that's why I said it. If anybody honestly thought at the time that I was like an official spokesman for Intellivision, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. If you think that misled people, I'm sorry.
You were just busting your balls. We knew that you should be full of it.
But I think some
that's why guys like Ben are so upset.
I think there are some people who might have taken me seriously. And those are people who have not been around my channel very long. At least not recently. I have to go. It's almost fucking 3 a.m.
Well,
You guys are probably gonna be
Bro,
up.
I have to thank you for your honesty. You're an upstanding individual, and I'm sorry that the game console did not work out the way that you seem to have hoped. Maybe there's still hope out there, and I hope you'll say hi to your good friend Tommy Tellerico.
Listen,
we love and care for him and want him to be well.
I don't have the faith that Chuck DJC has, but I'm holding on a little bit still. We'll see.
Tell Tommy to come meet us. We'll break bread. We'll eat some spaghetti with some sauce, some Tellerico's pasta sauce. We'll invite Vito down. We'll have a good time.
We'll have a real Italian. Let's go to Boomers.
Tony, I'll send you a jar of Tellerico sauce. You could do an unboxing. It's actually really good, by the way. Tommy has nothing to do with it, so
yeah,
it's his family.
Blinded Braille says Disney wants to add Amico to the new Star Wars hotel. Vito gonna make a quick video.
All right, guys, I'm out of here. Have a wonderful night. Vito, thank you. Dean, it was nice talking to you again. Later, Gary and Tony.
Later.
We're all going to Boomers, gentlemen. Boomers! We're all going to be playing that what do you call it? Earthworm Jim.
That's a good debate there, Vito. What was a worse idea? Was the Amico a worse idea than the Star Wars Hotel?
Well, Disney has billions of dollars, so they could afford to waste money on the Star Wars Hotel.
That's true.
Tommy Tallarico does not have billions of dollars to throw away, sadly. And that has made for a very bad time for him.
Yeah. Speaking of Earthworm Jim, because you mentioned it earlier, I don't think they should have ever got anywhere near Earthworm Jim with all the controversy surrounding Doug. I think they should.
Well, if they're making a Christian game console, shouldn't a crazy religious fundamentalist be the face of it?
Well, now,
well,
it's at the beginning before they got to that point.
Yeah.
They're like,
well, I don't think the idea to revive that was a problem as much as having him involved with it. And obviously, like Vito said earlier, they should have never even poured the money into,
that was the most embarrassing thing in the world. It was
right?
So embarrassing.
Yeah.
We're gonna have Earthworm Jim. Here's 3 seconds of footage. He walks to the left, then he walks to the right. Oh my God!
The most embarrassing part was they actually went to E3, showed footage, and it was messed up. They had to go back and correct it because the Earthworm Jim footage was unfinished.
Who won the art prints for Earthworm Jim? That's what I want to know.
Nobody.
Yeah, wasn't it 3 people
art print.
that was supposed to get it?
Yeah.
The world may never know.
Tommy said he was protecting their identities because the haters would attack them if they knew who got
That's smart. I'm glad he's protecting those people. Good guy, Tommy, protecting the winners.
Tommy always thinking of someone else. Yeah.
Yeah, Dean's in black and white again. That's the Dean World Order effect. He's doing that whole
Dean World Order. Yeah.
Well, guys, I'm very excited for the future of the Intellivision Amico.
You're excited. I'm excited.
I'm so excited. I just can't hide it. Every day I wake up and I look under the Christmas tree that I leave up in my house year-round.
I believe
hoping that Santa has come and brought me Amico glory. For some reason, it's yet to happen.
You could buy my shell. I got an offer from Keemstar already, but if you want to sneak in there, Vito.
See, I thought Keemstar, because he's a big dumb idiot, was
you can buy this fake one
and become the angel investor. Why was he defending the Amico? Because he's Keemstar and he's an idiot.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah, we looked up his net worth, and I didn't think it was going to happen after that.
Oh, Keemstar? Well, Keemstar made millions from just buying the stupidest cryptocurrencies he possibly could and having it work every single time, which is infuriating. You're like, man, I really want this guy to be punished for being an idiot, but the world is, at this point in time, the world is currently rewarding idiots with free money
That's
as
true.
much as possible. That is the world of crypto. It is. Are you dumb?
Yes.
Congratulations, you're rich.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that why I lost a whole bunch of money on crypto recently?
Yes. And I know that's where Keem got all this money because I was working on a project with Keem. And then one day he went, we're not working on that project anymore. And I went, why? And he said, because I've made millions of dollars from cryptocurrency.
It's too rich for you.
Yeah, I have no need for any of this and I don't care. Good guy Keem, as they say.
Arioka wants to know when we're going to have Turbo Joe on. He's been invited.
That'll never happen. That'll never happen.
Why will it never happen, Gary? We need Turbo Joe on here. Come on.
That's one ego that will never be satisfied.
Ego? Turbo Joe is so humble. What? Don't do that.
Toastman says Keemstar's not as rich as they say.
I think Keemstar has a lot of money in offshore accounts that he doesn't tell people about.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I only looked up his net worth from
I think his public net worth is probably pretty low, and he has a lot of money that the IRS does not know about, and he does not want to be talking about. Sorry.
Well, I'll tell you what. He has lowballed me on his offer for the show. Complete lowball offer. I was disgusted and kind of taken aback by how low he offered me.
Yeah,
Tony was at less than 5,000.
It was less than 5.
Really? Okay.
No, he seems like a guy who has a lot of money and he doesn't like to spend.
That's what I thought. I was like, he's kind of dumb. He's got a lot of money. He's going to throw me fucking 10, 12 G's. I'm going to be set. He's like, the fuck out of me. I was like, no.
He's a penny pincher. Are you kidding me? I was working on a project with him. He didn't want to pay me or the other guy. He was like, well, you guys are going to own 1% of the company. I'm like, 1%? Oh, my God. Don't spoil me, Daddy Keemstar. 1%. Oh, my God. The riches that fall from heaven. Thank you. So, yeah. No, he's whatever. Who cares? Yeah, he's a penny pincher. I tell you what. It's fun. I did the project because I thought it would be funny, and then it fell apart. So we were going to make a card game featuring YouTube influencers. So it was going to be like a PewDiePie card and I don't know, all these other YouTube people. Nikado Avocado was going to have a card. But then it just turned into me and Boogie2988 having giant shouting matches about how card games work. And I'm like, this whole thing is not working at all. He's like, yeah, I play more Magic the Gathering than you. I know how. I'm like, all right, fine, Boogie. You're in charge of the design. Do whatever you want. I got to make a video about that debacle. That was fun.
It sounds like an interesting debacle for sure.
It was fun. Well, now that the Amico's gone, what the hell am I going to talk about? There's no topics that interest me anymore.
Evercade. That's what everyone else is going to
talk about, Vito.
The only Amico news I can get now is Smash JT getting way too excited about an Amazon order form, whatever the fuck. You see his latest hot tub videos?
Nonsense. You can go to Amico Forever on DJC's channel. Get all the Amico news.
That's fair.
Yeah.
As Blinded Braille points out, I can still talk about the Star Wars Hotel. I do have another video about the Star Wars Hotel I have to make.
God, that's amazing. I'd love to be in on
that. People really want me to go to the Star Wars Hotel, and I really don't want to go.
You gotta go, Vito. You gotta go.
But I really don't want to go. I know if I did a Kickstarter or a crowdfund, I could like get people to fund it, but I don't want to go. That's what people don't understand.
You sound lazy. RJ wants to know, is it actually coming out or not? We don't know, but it's like 90% no, it's not coming out.
It's a big no.
It's a big no from me, fellas.
Why don't you want to go to the Star Wars Hotel? Do you just don't want to be there, or you just don't want to get out?
Because I'm gonna have to film all this footage. I'm gonna have to film. It's a 2-day thing, so I'm gonna be filming like 48 hours of footage.
Tony, it's awful. Have you looked into it?
I've watched videos. I've seen
videos. Awful.
I would only be going to like make a funny video, but I'm like, why don't you just? Because People are like,
Well,
well, we can
Kickstart
give you,
2
we can
tickets, and
crowdfund
then I'll go and
$6,000,
film you.
$8,000 for you to go. I'm like, how about you just give me $8,000 and I don't go? That would be
Oh, my.
way better. I don't know. Yeah, I gotta make a Kickstarter for it. I'm gonna make a Kickstarter or whatever it is, one of those GoFundMe's, and nobody gets charged unless we raise
Start
any money.
engine.
Indiegogo.
Indiegogo. I can't do Indiegogo now because they kicked my buddy's comic book off of me. It's all about
Who they kick off
Kickstarter
for
now.
that?
This guy John Delarose, who to be fair is
I
kind of
know.
a psychopath. Yeah, he's insane.
Yeah.
But he's been fighting with this guy, and this guy kept saying to Indiegogo, "I'm going to sue you unless you take his comic down." And then they caved. And I'm like, oh shit.
Well, that sucks.
I mean, I guess I could still put a comic on there, but I feel like out of solidarity for this guy, I know I should be like, oh, fuck those guys. I'm working on a comic. I'm excited.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
You're the writer?
that's what I was writing tonight before I came on here.
Do you have a cover artist, inker, and all that in mind, or not?
Dean's
haven't-
trying to get a job, apparently.
Oh,
No, I just am a fan of comics. Like Tony knows this, but yeah.
I found a great artist. He's great, and hopefully he's able to do the whole book. He said he would do it, but
Has this artist done any books before?
Are you
I don't
working
know.
with Frog? Tell me you're working with Frog.
I'm working with Frog, baby.
Okay.
I don't know if he's ever done a full book, but the art that he's done is very good.
Okay.
I'll link
Doesn't
his Instagram.
Ethan still have a book coming out? Like, isn't he like behind like a year or something?
Ethan Van Shiver, yeah, he's behind.
Yeah.
I'm telling Ethan Van Shiver because a lot of these guys hate me because they're like hyper conservative guys and whatever the hell, and I fight with their faves. But I keep telling them, I'm like, hey, that whole Comicsgate thing you guys have going, I'm the new king of Comicsgate, and they're like, no, you can't just declare that. I'm like, I just fucking did. I'm the king of I'm taking it over. And it's going to happen, and it's going to make him really upset. I don't even want to be the king of Comicsgate, but I feel like it falls on me to show
Is this
them.
your artist here, Vito? You want me to show?
Yeah, you can show him. I was just, he's real good.
Yeah.
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 Was that Shin Chan down there?
It was. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw Shin Chan. You need to click on that. There you go.
He's got some stuff I like on there.
Oh yeah, that's
It looks really good. It looks good art.
Yeah.
As the
It's
new
solid.
king of Comicsgate, maybe you could fill me in on what it is, because I tried to ask Ethan, and he basically was like, "Well, just watch all my live streams, and you'll know what Comicsgate is." I said,
Honestly,
"Ethan, I ain't got time for that shit.
yeah.
Right? Just give me a brief synopsis, right? Just give me I was like, I'm gonna write an article, I'm gonna do a thing on it, and he's like, just give me a little bit so I know what the
At
fuck's
some
going on."
point, I'm gonna bring Ethan Van Shiver on, and I'm gonna tell him I think Comicsgate is he's big on labels. He likes the idea that all these basically it's an independent comic movement of people who say we're sick of the mainstream bossing us around and telling us our politics we're not allowed to work in comics, so we're gonna make our own thing. We're all gonna call it Comicsgate. And I want to make the argument to him as like, just do that, but don't put a label on it, because then they can't, fuck with you as hard. When you put a label on a movement, then everyone can report on the movement and go, Comicsgate guy, John, Buttkiss, if like one of you fucks up, it reflects on all of you. You know what I'm saying? Like one of you goes and shoots up a 7-Eleven. It's not John Buttkiss shoots up a 7-Eleven. It's Comicsgate shoots up a 7-Eleven. Oh my God, why would you buy these comic books from these murderers?
Yeah.
That's why you don't form a group unless you really need to. And I would argue this is one of those things where everybody's working independently anyway, that having a group heading might feel like a fun Boy Scout club, but is ultimately a liability that they have had to deal with and will continue to have to deal with. It's the same thing that happened with that Gamergate shit, where you're like, hey, why don't you guys just say that you're mad at game journalists? Don't give it a name, because then a bunch of psychopath losers take it over, like that Milo Yiannopoulos guy. You remember him?
Oh,
Whatever. Basically, the whole thing got taken over by psychopaths. and
I
it was
know what you're talking
a
about.
bad
I'm like
idea.
the only one here who knows what was going on with Gamergate. These guys don't really know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Milo was a psychopath. They let fucking Billy, one angry gamer, get involved and fucking.
Oh,
He's
that
a
one angry
psychopath.
gamer guy is just like a straight up psychopathic bigot. Yeah.
Oh no!
And then it comes back to you as you go, well, I'm into Gamergate because I care about, video game journalism being better. And they go, oh, are you associated with that guy who says all gay people go to hell? And you go, well, I mean, like, he's not my best friend, but yeah, he's one of us, sadly. That's the
They wanted
problem.
to kick me out, Vito, because I would criticize people like one angry gamer. I'd be like, we shouldn't associate with him. He went into a comment section and just started unloading the N-word on somebody over fucking that Starfield or whatever the fuck that one is.
He made that whole thing because wasn't it like, was it over Arthur? No, it was any corporation that said like, hey, maybe we should treat black people a little bit better during the Black Lives Matter thing. He was making like a list of traitors to America.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Wow.
I'm like, look, man, you can say you disagree with Black Lives Matter, but it doesn't mean that everyone who supports them is a traitor to America. And he also was releasing all these articles about, they did like one episode of the Arthur cartoon where they show that his teacher was gay. You see his teacher marrying a guy. They don't they don't even comment on it. It's literally just, hey, let's go to our teacher's marriage. And then like you see him marry a dude and like nobody says anything. It's just kind of like, that was fun. And he's like, this is just homosexual. They want to have sex with your kids. And I'm like, bro, like, can you just stop for one day? Just like for one day. He's like literally and that's what happens when you have a group, is that you end up on the same side as people who you don't necessarily want to be on the same side as.
Well, you want to hear something funny, Vito? I used
Yeah.
to work for one angry gamer, right? I didn't know he was crazy.
Yeah.
He was just like, hey, you want to write articles for my site? I was like, yeah, sure, whatever, right? So it turns out he's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Right? And so I quit. I'm like, dude, I can't deal with this shit. You're fucking being racist. And I'm like, he got mad at me because I wrote in an article. I called some girl a cunt. He's like, well, why are you so mad about the N-word? You called somebody a cunt. I'm like,
that's way different from the N-word.
Those are not comparable, dude.
Yeah, not even close. Yeah, I mean,
But the funniest thing,
Ethan has already started. Go ahead.
Real quick. When I worked for Billy, I wrote an article that criticized the quartering, and that caused the quartering live on a stream to fucking go off on one angry gamer and say he was never going to use him again as a source.
Oh man, he must have been pretty mad. That dude completely fell off now, though. Nobody uses that guy as a source. They all know he's nuts.
He quit.
Oh, he doesn't even do the site anymore?
He sold it to someone else. It's like it's like SJW now.
Yeah. Well, now they all use that bounding into comics site, which is just as bad trash.
Which they fucking blocked me on Twitter because I was like, hey, bounding into comics, you got way too many ads and it's fucking killing my phone, right?
Yeah.
He's like, no, we don't. We don't have that many. I'm like, dude, my phone fucking can't even get to your site. You got so many goddamn ads. And blocked me.
On the Comicsgate thing, though, I was going to say Ethan is already running into the problem of people saying they're Comicsgate who he doesn't want them saying it. There was one dude who was making a comic called like The Demon Natrix or something. And it was a bunch of shitty 3D porn of what looked like 12-year-old girl demons like having sex with each other. And he was like, can you not call that Comicsgate? And the guy's like, but Comicsgate is for everybody. He's like, yeah, everybody but you. Like, not, no. And I was like, well, Ethan, the solution is to just stop referring to people as just say we all make independent comics and we're friends. Don't put a name on it. Labels are dangerous.
Yeah, that was the other thing that I didn't agree with Gamergate. They were really pro lolly, and I was like, that's disgusting. Like, could we draw the line there? Like, and they're like, no. They're like,
that's always the problem. Yeah.
Like,
how can we support ethics in video games if we don't have naked 12-year-olds talking about it? Well, I see the point you're trying to make, but I must disagree.
Yeah, I couldn't get down with that. Also, apparently, because I talked to you, I'm now an SJW who like
right.
Crazy.
Yeah, they all think I'm the ultimate SJW for some reason. I'm like, nah, man. Like, I just don't like. I'm not right. I'm not like far right.
Yeah.
It's weird. Well, I guess a lot of people don't understand that you can be like center anti SJW or whatever. Or they go, well, you must also vote for Trump, right? And I go, no, I fucking hate that guy. Like, no. And they go, well, you can,
they
then
accuse
you're an
me of voting for
SJW.
Biden.
And I'm like, no.
I'm center right.
Yeah.
I was like, no. On Reddit, they attacked me. They're like, well, that's because you voted for a pedo in office. I'm like, whoa, first off, I didn't even vote, all right? I don't vote. Secondly, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't think Biden has been convicted of being a pedo, right? You can't just throw that shit around
right
willy-nilly.
I mean, there are just as many pedo accusations against Trump as there are against Biden.
Yeah.
Like 90% of the things they criticize Biden for, I'm like, Trump's kind of the same, man. They go, oh, he's like so old and stupid. I'm like, yeah, unlike Trump, who's young and vivacious and never says anything stupid in his life.
Yeah. A lot of the things that the anti-SJWs criticize SJWs for, they do themselves. And I've pointed it out, and apparently that makes me an SJW.
Well, that's always been my problem, is that people can't decide if I'm an SJW or if I'm a alt-right, jerk. So I get hate from both sides.
You defended Dave Chappelle, so you're an alt-right Nazi.
Yeah, exactly. But that wasn't good enough for, no matter what I do, I lose, is what it comes down to. I'm just a loser, no matter what happens. I'm sad the Amico's gone. The only topics I have now are the Star Wars Hotel and the ongoing G4 debacles. The falling apart of G4 TV.
Oh, yeah.
I think they might actually be getting rid of that Frosca girl. It seems like she's moving on.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I thought they did. That's what we were talking about earlier, but I guess not.
She's bringing G4 down, bro.
Well, it's hilarious. The last video they put up that had her was her Gran Turismo 7 review. And just like every single comment is, how can she lecture us about feminism? I was confused. Like the cars are interesting, but I want more lectures about feminism. I'm like, yeah, like
they've derailed
every
that. Yeah,
top comment is derailing. Oh God.
Yeah, bad for business.
And they have terrible. Somebody, what's that guy? You guys know Guru Larry?
Yes.
Yeah, Larry pointed out.
Yeah. He's been on the show.
Fantastic. I like that guy a lot. He pointed out that their channel only has 490,000 subscribers because that's what's left over from the old X-Play or G4 channel.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought they were all new subscribers, and it's like, no, they already had. I think they already had like 400. They haven't gained like any subscribers. I wonder if there's is there any place to find like really going back data of how many subscribers a place had? I don't think so.
Social.
I know there's Social Blade, but it doesn't go back that long, right?
I think we talked about this, didn't we, Tony?
We did. We talked about it earlier.
I'm sorry.
We're ahead of the curve here.
I missed the fun, as I always do. G4 TV, but like I'm like, who's watching this?
Nobody.
We actually watched the whole.
Nobody's watching it. They're only watching it to make fun of it. No, they were making. Oh, I don't even want to get into it.
It was.
Why GoldenEye sucked.
GoldenEye actually sucks.
Clickbait.
On G4?
Yes.
Yep.
I mean,
it's terrible. Don't watch it.
Why GoldenEye actually sucks? Oh, but it is literally clickbait, and they put it in.
It says in the title, clickbait. That's the title of the video.
Oh my God!
But they spent what? They spent 13 minutes talking about it, and then they spent another 17 minutes debating it, and then
see, they didn't agree with me. I think they were trying to be funny and make a funny video, and it just didn't land because they have no community.
That's what I assume is going on, that they're trying. Yeah, these people are really untalented. It's like surprising. It's like
time to find another job.
How they have no comedic timing or have you watched what's her name? That Frosk lady was trying to have like a her own like SNL skit kind of thing called Boosted or whatever.
I just seen the clips on your show.
Yeah, well, if you saw the clip I played, it was they had this thing called Boosted, which was supposed to be like SNL for esports. And I'm like, wow, that is a terrible fucking premise. What are you talking about? SNL for esports? SNL already sucks. An esport SNL can only suck 10 times more.
Again,
And,
we're ahead of the curve, Tony.
dude, we tried watching it. It was like unbelievably bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that video
still
was
think
bad.
Frost is my kind of lady. I wouldn't kick her out of bed. Incredibly sexy.
My kind of lady. Look, I'm not saying me and her couldn't go for a romp in the hay. I got no
See,
problem
that's
with
what I'm
that.
saying. That's what I said earlier.
Yeah.
But they were giving me shit over it.
No, I didn't say yes or no. I had no comment to it. I had no comment to it.
Don't try
No
to don't try to
comment.
agree now that Vito's
No,
on.
I
Everybody come on,
I didn't
Vito.
have any
Everybody
comment
just
to
wants to agree with you.
go back, watch the video. I had no comment on it.
Look, man, if she was the little hipster girl at the local, coffee bar, sure, I might indulge. But as far as a presenter, yeah, she's just terrible. She has no she's shrill, she is annoying, she has no comedic timing, she has no presenter voice. It's just
I'm not
literally
saying
a
she's
lady
gonna
going,
talk.
video games. And I'm like, oh my god. Will this bitch shut up? She's the worst.
I don't
What
agree with
other
this
topics
comment.
have you been focusing on, Tony? What else is popular with the kids?
With the kids? Fuck if I know. We're not popular with anybody.
No. But you're the kings of the Amico discussion world.
That ship has sailed.
Yeah, that's true. We got to find a new cow to milk. Those teats are dry, gentlemen. The teats are dry. I'm sure another shitty retro console will pop up.
We were trying. I was trying to expand and talk about other grifters like the quartering, and Gary and them told me not to. They're like, dude, we don't want to do drama on the channel. I'm like,
oh, you should absolutely talk about that shit. Talk about this fucking stupid bill in Florida where they're saying, well, if you don't support it, that means you're trying to have sex with kids. I'm like, no.
That's what the argument was online that I was having on Reddit, because I was like, I don't think it's right to call it the Don't Say Gay bill or the
anti-grooming bill. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, these people go, but my favorite YouTuber said it's an anti-grooming bill, so that means it is. And it's like, no, you're being taken for a ride, my friend.
I literally copied and pasted what the bill said, word for word. I was like, here's what the bill says. There's nothing in there about grooming. They're like, yeah, but that means teachers can't talk to kids because they want to talk to them to groom them. I'm like, no.
Why do they think, like, most teachers are not in the game to have sex with kids? That's not the reason they're here.
They're playing the long game, Vito.
Yeah. It's a really complicated game when you get down to it, because it's like, okay, so do you start off that you groom the kindergartner, but then you wait for him to grow up a little bit more, and then, like, at what point do you have sex with the kid? At what point does that happen?
That's going to be put in the context.
Yeah, well, it should be. It's a very bizarre assertion, is I guess what I'm getting at.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the teachers didn't write the bill, so it's not like the teachers are like, hey, we're trying to groom your kids, you know. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and also, if you wanted to groom somebody's kids, I think there's more effective ways to do it than teaching them that some families have two dads.
Well, here's the thing.
That's like the
Here's
least
the real
effective
kicker.
way to groom somebody, I would think.
Here's the real kicker. Grooming is illegal, right? We all know that it's all illegal. Diddling kids is wrong, right? So if you wrote a bill that said don't diddle kids, people are still going to break it. Like, I was going to diddle kids, guys, but then they wrote that bill. Fuck, can't do it, right?
Well, if you want an anti-kid diddling bill, just make that. Just say it's illegal to diddle kids. The problem is we already have that law. You don't actually have
it
That's what I'm
exists.
saying.
It's
There's
common
already a
sense.
law, and people still do it because they're sick fucks. So
Yeah.
even if this was anti-grooming bill, right? How's that going to stop anybody? Like, I got a piece of paper that says you can't groom my kids. Why are you doing that? Like,
well, if you tell kids that some families have two dads, you know what happens? Immediately these kids go, well, have sex with me, I guess. No, that's not how it works.
Oh my
It
gosh.
doesn't make any fucking sense.
Oh,
How does a kid get groomed with that information? This is nonsense.
because he's going to ask questions, Vito, and the teacher's gonna have.
What do you
to tell
mean?
them.
As some boys like other boys? Well, I'm ready for a romp in the hay. I got to stop using this romp in the hay phrase. Farm country. I don't know, man. Yeah, it's sad to see so many of these YouTube guys just going, yeah, anybody who opposes this bill wants to have sex with kids. And you're like, no, it's just we want that. If you're gonna, because kids watch like Disney cartoons, like you can watch Beauty Kiss the Beast or whatever, and that's showing a heterosexual relationship. And they're trying to say, well, that's okay, but if it's two guys, then it's against the law. And you're like, no, that's unfair. It has to be either all or none. And I don't think you're going to ban Disney cartoons and say, do you think Disney cartoons are trying to groom your kids? No. Kids understand that relationships exist,
Yeah, I don't understand a lot of this. I used to be really angry. I said this before, and I used to be like, yeah, we got to keep all those transsexuals out of the bathroom. I was like, all on it. Then I was like, wait a minute. This makes no fucking sense, right? Like,
you got to go to a bathroom,
Not only that, but they exist in real life, right? The whole idea is like, well, if you see a dude in a dress go into a bathroom, the kid's going to ask questions, right? But if he sees that person walking around in the Walmart, he's going to have those same fucking questions. Are we just going to ban?
That's the thing.
Transsexual from existing. Like,
you guys don't want to hear my politics on it. That's why I've been quiet.
Well, I mean, what can you do?
No, we want to hear your politics.
But what? All right, give me a law then. Like, do you ban guys from wearing dresses? Like, what do? You can't. If a guy wants to wear a dress, you can't tell him, well, you can't wear those clothes in a Target. It's like, well, if a lady's allowed to wear them, a guy's allowed to wear them. It goes both ways.
Yeah, I mean,
there's just
like
stuff you can't legislate.
Real angry and real on the fence, and I was just like, doesn't make any sense, right? Maybe I just got old. I just didn't give a fuck anymore. I don't know.
You gotta look at the law. Has to be blind. I mean, that's the reason why you honestly don't need to write new laws or anything. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, we need laws for X protection, Y protection. And it's like, well, actually, like, it's all coded into the law already where, you can't fire a guy for wearing a dress because you wouldn't fire a woman for wearing a dress. That's equal treatment or whatever. So it's just got to be like, listen, man, you can't say there's certain clothes you can or can't wear, and you can't fire somebody for doing something a woman would have done. It's complicated. It's not complicated. It's very simple. I have all the answers, and I always will.
But what are your thoughts, Gary? You seem to have thoughts. Go ahead.
Gary,
I have
go
no
nuts.
thoughts. I have no thoughts on this subject.
You're lying. What are you worried about? You think we're gonna label you a bigot?
Oh no, I'm not worried about. No, I'm not worried about nothing. I stick to my gaming topics. The Geek Getaway guy.
What? Maybe that's
Tony hired me here to be the gaming expert. Nobody wants to hear my my views on politics. So I try to keep that separate.
Maybe that's smart.
Yeah, we just lost like 40 subs just by me saying that. I didn't get the 2-word dress or whatever.
No, but I agree. I think the last couple years I've been invested big time into politics, but this last year I didn't give a shit. I'm done. I'm over it. I was focusing more on my art, my animation, playing more video games, not watching too much political shit. I think the last political thing I watched was probably yours, Vito. That
the video I put out recently?
Yeah, the Dave Chappelle stuff.
Oh yeah, well that's not even that political.
That was about as heavy as it was. Most of the other, political, stuff that I was watching there for a while, it just kind of, I'm done with it. I'm over COVID. I'm over the whole political stuff. I was trying to focus more on family stuff and myself. And
family is what matters. I agree. And it is good. You know what? Honestly, if you're able to keep yourself separated from politics, it's probably the way.
It's hard, right? It's hard.
It is hard. I obviously can't do it, and it drives me up a fucking wall. Because I hate when I know I'm right and everybody else is wrong, and I'm like, you all need to know about it. Damn it, I'm right. God damn it. And maybe I'm not always right, but I'm right most of the time.
No, if you guys would have caught me like a year and a half, 2 years ago, oh yeah, you'd have
You
got
would've been all
everything
about
out of me.
politics. You would've been like,
Yeah,
Well,
For
I'm telling
sure.
you, like 3 years ago, I would have been yelling at Vito. I'd be like, "Fuck you, you're a pedo,
you fucking
anti-grooming
yeah.
bill." I was right in there.
That's how they get you.
No,
That's how they get you.
I've toned down with it a little bit. You know, I've tried to make more friendships than trying to make enemies.
Well, what do you got to say, Dean? You've been quiet, which is very unusual for Dean.
Well, I mean, I really don't get into politics because it's like, which side are you going to go with? It's either the two of the lesser evils you're wanting to go
Right.
with and stuff. And I'm like, whatever. And then I really have nothing to say on pedo shit. So, I don't know.
I have something to say on pedo shit. I don't like it. No,
I don't like it either.
Maybe that sounds well. You said you had nothing to say on it, so
Well, I don't
I'm
like
taking
it, but
a
I have nothing to say
stronger
on it.
stand.
I really don't care for it. It's like,
I really
it's
don't
there,
care
but it's
for
like,
yeah, it's not good. I'll tell you that.
It's not. It's awful.
I think most of us can
But a
agree
lot
on
of
that
people, it
front.
does seem.
I think the pedal shit got in tune when Blue Lagoon came out. Yeah,
Lagoon.
that is a long time ago.
That is a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I think it was
guys,
flowers in the attic.
I was hoping the Amico would come out and be the anti-grooming console. That's what I was hoping for. Is that every time you
If
turn it
Switch
on?
is the rape console, then Amico is the anti-grooming.
The Switch is, let's be clear, the Switch is the rape console, and we have to accept that. And I'm okay with that. I know what game Tommy's mad at, and I own it.
Did
You know
you
what?
beat it?
I don't think it was that game, Vito. He showed what games he was talking about. And
Oh,
that
what game
wasn't
was it?
it.
What happened in the game? Was there actual rape?
No, one was a
No.
Lust for Darkness, which it was misrated.
Yeah.
Then
Because
there
I have
was,
the game where you slap anime titties around on the touchscreen.
Yeah, he
and,
didn't even show that one. It
What
was
an idiot. That's a good one.
Can
it
you
was
rape
just-
on that one?
It's not
was
rape.
literally-
It's not
helpful-
rape.
It's
It's
helpful
rape in the
touching.
Right, it's
helpful.
rape in
So
the
you
sense that
slap the
you're
titties, but it's with consent?
They want
It's
it.
not-
It's consent.
Okay.
It's always consent.
right.
Okay.
You're helping release their magical juices.
Oh.
The PlayStation
That
version
sounds
is
like
not
a
worth
joke,
it.
but that is literally you have to release their magical juices.
Yeah.
I mean, I do notice that there are a lot more of these anime graphic novel like weird games on Switch that are starting to get a lot popular. My old lady, and I posted this on Twitter. Somebody was talking about it. My old lady's like into those anime adult kind of cartoon things that are like on webtoons, I guess, or something like that. But I do notice that a lot of those are starting to make their way into games, and they're kind of getting popular.
Your
And
old
Switch
lady's
does.
watching hentai?
I guess, yeah, that's what she's into.
Here, I'll put a link in the chat. This is the game I thought Tommy was mad about.
Nah, like I said, it wasn't even that game. It was a still image from a different game that just had one chick laying on top of another chick, and they had like a towel on. That was it.
No,
Omega
That's not
Labyrinth
that-
Life?
yeah.
This ain't that bad.
Well,
It's worse on the Switch than it is on the PlayStation.
You have this, Vito? Did you
like-
beat it?
no, I didn't beat it. It's a really. I mean, it's actually an okay dungeon crawler if you're into dungeon.
I'm
crawler.
seeing
easy to
it.
play
The dude is
one-handed,
clicking crazy around the crotch area of this chick.
Yeah,
That's what you do. Oh,
yeah.
wow.
You gotta get all her powers
Vito.
out.
Is it
Okay.
hard to play the game
Oh.
one-handed? That's all I want to know.
I think that is specifically designed to be played one-handed.
Wow.
All you do is walk around. It's like a roguelike, you know?
This chick is getting off on you just touching her.
Yeah, that's all you do.
Oh, and you do collect the juices.
You collect.
What did
yeah.
Vinci Kitty say? It's
Wow.
freaky. A little bit.
All these
Just a little
girls,
bit.
you take them in for a little mini game. Oh, hold on. Let me find the item. Let's see, item identification. When you find like a sword, you know, you'll find like a mystery sword in a dungeon, and you have to like take it to get identified.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this game does that in a very helpful way that I'm going to find right now. Hold on. Damn it. Omega Labyrinth Life.
I might have
Game.
seen this a little bit of this game. It sounds familiar.
Well, this
there
was the
a big
game that-
controversy about
This
it.
game's the reason that Sony has such strict censorship policies now.
Is it an expensive game on the Switch?
On the Switch? No, it's like $60. But it
Okay.
was originally a Vita game that was gonna come out in America, but then the Australians got really mad and they're like, this is child porn. And then the British got really mad and said this is child porn. And Sony said, oh my God, why are you putting child porn on our console? Like, we're gonna get in trouble. And now they've banned like all erotic games on their platforms.
Yeah, and Nintendo
series in general.
Nintendo's definitely gotten they've lightened up on their censorship. I noticed that, you know, when I was collecting stuff for the 3DS, that first game, I always mention it was the Senran Kagura or whatever, the Double D edition. And that had a little bit of, you could kind of like mess with the girls and put them in outfits. Yeah. And that was actually, it was a fantastic game, action wise, just what you could do in the game. But I noticed that, yeah, Nintendo was definitely lightening up on what they were allowing on their platform. And, you know, I mean, a lot of people are gonna, you know, complain, but it's good to at least see the censorship kind of come down and be a little bit more lenient on games.
I mean, it's, as always, it's like it's drawings, man. And
so we're gonna go ahead and check this out.
Yeah. Well, you should. I also just linked the trailer. It's a great trailer. Oh wait, is this it? Yeah, I found it. So you're just helping unlock her special power.
We've been demonetized.
Sensual massage is helping release her power.
I mean, when it comes down to gameplay wise, though, is it fun?
Other than the trailer.
If it was less tedious, it would be more fun.
Trailer is better than this, though. Oh my gosh.
But it's like a roguelike. If you ever played a roguelike, most of the time you go around the dungeon and fight monsters. This is in between missions. You have to touch the ladies to unlock their special powers. Mike G says this is trash. Mike, how else are you going to unlock their special powers?
I mean,
and each girl in the game has like 4 of these scenes that you can unlock. So like they'll wear different costumes, and this is like the most basic one, you know.
I'd say it's like real life. Anytime I touch my lady, she unlocks the special powers. So
we should ask Tommy. Tommy should have went this route. He should have said, "We're gonna have all these games."
Oh, blinded.
Oh, this here. All right, so this is the one I was talking about. So you use the touchscreen when you get a mystery item. You have to use the touchscreen to massage the nature of the item. You have to figure out what it is.
Well, blinded, wasn't that Pokemon of me? Isn't that basically what that was?
So you don't know. Like, it could be a magic sword, or it could be like a staff of light.
Okay, this is the touchscreen. Oh, I come back from the chat.
Yeah. Hold on. Oh, there we go. We got it. There
yes.
Good work.
Is that a stone? What is it? Oh, Jesus.
That's a fried shrimp.
That's a fried shrimp there.
Tempura?
But it could be anything. I mean, it could be like a helmet, you know, it could be a
oh, Jesus.
They actually I got PlayAsia to send me a free copy of this game because I said I would review it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, there's also little fairies who help you out. So I guess you can have the fairies help you massage.
Size up success.
All right. This should be on the Amico.
Way better than the Elden Ring.
We're getting canceled again this week.
That will sell 1 million copies. 1 million units sold tomorrow.
Mike G says this is so pedo.
See, and as you go through the dungeon, your character's breast size gets bigger, and then you can unleash the power of their breasts in one giant attack. But then they go back to an A cup, and they lose their powers until you make their boobs big again.
Now see with this, it seems kind of just like at least with like the game that I had on 3DS that I was talking about was like when you unleash their powers, their clothes would rip off from them, which was at least in the style that it was done was kind of cool. Like, I mean, obviously you got that pervy. I mean, this is way more perverted in that sense, but at least gameplay wise for Kagura
well, if the
was like
Senran Kagura games are like
Kagura.
that, Senran Kagura, your clothes get like damaged and stuff.
Right.
But those games
are
actually
okay.
have decent gameplay.
Yeah, they're all right.
Senran Kagura has pretty good beat 'em up.
Yeah. That was like I said, that's great gameplay. Whereas this is I couldn't play this for more than probably like 20 minutes.
Blinded says this game is literally get no bitches the game.
Oh no,
I don't think so.
All the bitches want to play this game. I was mad that the Senran Kagura pinball game only has one pinball field, though. Have you seen the pinball game?
What was it Peach
Ball?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, you guys, like, I mean, I want to fire pinballs at a lady's vagina, but you got to give me at least 3 different play fields for it. Come on. Am I crazy?
I think that was one of the games he did mention, Tommy.
Yeah, and I haven't played like I said, I only played the Double D edition or whatever one that was for the 3DS. I enjoyed that. That was really good game.
Tommy should have got the squirt gun game for Senran Kagura.
Beach Splash. I wanted to play that. The problem with those online games is that like there's not enough of an online community to actually play them. I'm like, man, I would enjoy like getting together playing that stupid squirt gun game. It looks fun.
Well, I got it on the PlayStation.
Yeah, but there's like I don't even know if they have the servers up for it anymore.
Oh, are you going to show the other link that Vito put?
I'm going to show the other link. Fucking D.
You won't get demonetized. I don't think I got demonetized for this stuff. I could be crazy.
We're not even monetized. We can't get demonetized.
Yeah, so what do you care?
This is very, very good. Well,
not yet.
It's just pinball,
60
man.
minutes?
It's pinball. What's wrong with
that
pinball? Look, Japan knows what I want. What I want is to knock women around with fucking pinballs, all right?
We're gonna speed it up a little.
Yeah, you gotta get get into it.
It's colorful.
Oh,
where
man.
does
That's cool.
It's got a physical release in America. I do need to buy a copy of this at some point. I do have to say though, it does not look like the best pinball game.
This is on Switch?
This is on Switch. It got a physical release. I think it's on PlayStation. No, actually, it's probably not on PlayStation because they like hate this stuff.
Oh yeah, I like it already.
Yeah, so you just smack this bitch around with pinballs until eventually you knock.
Where
her
does
on
the
her
pinball
ass.
go?
Yeah, this guy's pretty good.
Peach ball. So this is the only table on the game?
I think this is the only table. There's like, and then eventually it goes to like a mini game room, but
well, that's kind of a bummer.
Yeah,
It
right.
is. Maybe you can unlock more. Who knows?
I'm hoping, but like I should look into it. I've never seen any other table. Yeah, and then eventually you get to this.
Yeah, I mean, as a
pinball
game though, one table is a letdown.
Inexcusable.
Based on the mini game.
Yeah, see, it's the same table.
Yeah,
I'm a Pokemon pin. You ever play that Pokemon pinball? That's a good one. And I beat Metroid pinball earlier this year.
Yeah, it's gone up so far in price.
I know, it's like $100 if you get the Rumble pack.
Yeah, it's insane.
I want
over under 75. Why would I need to do that? I have an old lady in the other room.
I'm gonna see how much Peach Ball is on the Switch right now.
In fact, I worked that out before I got it. That was why I was late to the stream.
$40 brand new.
Blinded says Vito finds the most weird ass shit. Sus.
Dude, I like weird Japanese shit. It makes me laugh. Because it was coming out, because I used to collect like every Vita game, or I was trying to, and I remember that one got announced, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta get it. That's fucking retarded. And then it got banned, and I was what?
Vito.
No!
Don't use the R word.
Oh, sorry. I mean, mentally handicapped.
There you go.
There you go.
I'm like, you can't ban that. That's mentally handicapped. I'm from Massachusetts. It's like our favorite word, other than wicked.
Yeah,
That's
we just try to
wicked
avoid it here.
mentally handicapped.
I want to be fair to everybody. We've told other people not to use the word.
He's yelled at me a few times, so don't feel
That's
bad.
fair, and I have refrained. Yeah. What other crazy Japanese games are there? I don't even know.
I don't know, but Mike G is kind of insinuating that Vito might be a pedo.
I would say that I am not a pedo. I am just a fan of how insane Japanese people are. There's nothing more fascinating than the Japanese sexuality. Like, you're like, no one, we can't do anything like this in America. It's crazy.
Not at all. Not
And
even
in America,
close.
we're so mad about anything like even slightly sexy. But then like anime is popular here. So it doesn't make any sense. Like, you ever read like the original Dragon Ball manga? I was talking about this on a stream the other day.
Well, even the original. Well, even the original. Like the anime itself doesn't go as in deep as far as much as I know about it. But the original, between like Bulma and Goku,
The
like
original
early
kids,
on.
Yeah.
I mean, you get a little bit
like
in the
a
anime.
kids comic, but Bulma
Right.
keeps being like, "Hey, give me the Dragon Ball, and I'll show you my panties." And you're like,
Mhm.
"How old
Well,
is she?" And they're like, "Oh,
right,
she's
and
12."
And
you're
she,
like, "Get
they explore it early on in early Dragon Ball, like early in the shows, but they kind of leave off that topic. But yeah, it's much worse in the manga.
Oh, in the show, do they get rid of it? Just like the English
No,
version
it's
of the show?
no. I even in the English version, it's there.
He lifts up, I believe, in the original Dragon Ball anime. He
Well, no,
lifts
he's
up
like
her skirt and asks, "Why doesn't she have a tail?" He's like, "Where's your tail at?"
She
Yeah,
goes to him. I will give you the Dragon.
Vagina.
She's like, "Can I see?
Yeah,
Can I
he
get
does do
that
that,
Dragon Ball?" And then she like lifts up her skirt and shows him her panties. And he goes, "Why would I want to see your dirty ass?" And she's like,
and I believe she
gets really
also
pissed off.
she also tells like Master Roshi that she flashes him or something along those lines.
She flashes
it's really
Master
dirty.
Roshi, and he has like a huge nosebleed. And then later she realizes that she wasn't wearing underwear when she flashed him.
Oh yeah, that's
Like
right.
she thought she just flashed him her underwear, but then like her butt's just hanging out. And then later she goes, "Oh my god, I showed that perverted old man everything." And again, her character is like 14. And you're like, wow, Japan just does not give a shit. It's funny. But over here, you show an adult character being sexy and the whole world explodes.
I can't remember what anime series the old lady just bought was like last year, and I sat through and watched it with her, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is so bad."
What happened?
I can't remember which one it is. It's the one where they're like,
where goblins rape a chick to get her
goblins
pregnant?
rape the hell out of that lady. Yeah.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't that. It's something a lot older.
Hey, that
I think
made
it had to
sense
do with
from a
like
storyline
androids or some shit.
Well, like
Some,
I'm
like,
writing
sexy
a
robot
comic right
bitches.
now, and I'm like, I'm gonna put like a little bit of fan service in there. I'm gonna have the female character, like her clothes are gonna fall off, and I'm like, are people gonna be pissed that I'm gonna do that? Because to me, I'm like, well, this is just like a nod to like anime and manga. Like this is just the thing you do.
It's normal,
funny.
right?
Yeah,
it's normal.
And it's a comic for like guys, so like, yeah, fucking rip her clothes off. It's hilarious.
They will criticize you, Vito, if you show.
Well,
any
that's the
sex
thing
in
is, I think American comic critics are gonna go, that Vito's a misogynist, but the Japanese would go, one of us. I'd rather be one of these crazy Japanese motherfuckers. They seem like they have more fun.
Yeah,
I have a buddy who works over at
I
DC
agree.
Comics, and I'm gonna send him my script to read. And I already know he's going to say, does she really have to get naked at the end? And I'm going to go, yep.
Yes. Yes, she did.
That's why this is an independent comic and not a DC comic.
Yeah, I got to agree with this. Blinded Braille and Mike. Lolly is nasty. I don't agree with it. That's one of the reasons I had issues with fucking Gamergators. Because I was like, we don't need fucking lolly shit, right?
No. Look, man, if somebody's into lolly, it's just, I just don't know why people are so fucking proud of it. I'm like, they're like, dude, I beat off to like 10-year-old anime girls. And I'm like, why are you telling me this? Why is it in your profile? Like, why do you think I'm gonna like applaud you for this? Just go do it and don't tell anybody about it. I don't care. It's not illegal. But stop making like a community out of it. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it is sus. People say a lot of things nowadays, and I'm like, why are you telling people that you're into BDSM and you dress
It's
up
for
in fursuit
it's
and
for
shit? Like, I
clout.
don't even
It's
know.
the thing because it's a thing to do. When did this ever become a thing? Like, wasn't
we're
there
right-
always
yeah.
like a?
This newest generation that's coming up is way too sexualized. I do agree with that. That is something we got to work on. Because I was reading a story. You know how like incest porn is really popular now on like all these porno websites. Not real
Yeah.
incest, but like, oh, sexy stepbrother, sexy stepsister, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So some dude was on Reddit. I don't know if this is true, but she was like, my brother is such a fucking cum brain. He's been destroyed by these things. Because the other day, he seriously tried to pull a move out of one of these pornos where he like went to his mom with like a big boner and like
Oh my
said
God.
like, I don't know what's going on. Can you help me with this? She's like, he
Oh
just got
my
grounded
God.
for 3 months. And I'm like, I think these kids are living. I think they can't discern between fantasy and reality. Like they really
Oh,
think that
that's
all their like
bad.
fucked up, sexy kink, whatever they have is like something they should tell everybody about.
Oh, you
They're
keep
like,
that shit to
how do
yourself.
I tell my mom I'm into getting railed in the ass? And it's like, just don't tell her. She doesn't need to know. They're like, no, she needs to know I dress up like a pony and I get railed in the butt. It's like that's just for you, man. It's not like a thing
And
everyone
that
needs to know about.
and that is so the truth. I have a buddy that has been a longtime friend, and he told me that his his stepdaughter, they moved into grandma's house, and she moved into grandma's house with her boyfriend, and they're like 18, 19. And this guy was getting the treatment, right? He was getting to drive grandma like her grandma's car and all this other stuff. And I guess he's being a total asshat and dickwad. And come to find out that like she was in the shower, and like I guess he was trying to do some kinky stuff with her, trying to having her
Was he
shove
trying to see
something.
her naked in the shower or what?
Well, no, he was trying to have her do like shove some stuff up in the places that things shouldn't go. And then I guess he was found on the bed doing it himself, and it's just like I guess grandma come walking in or found out, and
no.
it's these kids are just too open and free these days.
I think we need to make some PSAs for these kids that go, your family doesn't want to know about what's sexually wrong. Like, I think it's all started, you tell your parents, mom, dad, I'm a furry. It's like, just don't tell them. They're disappointed in you as it is. Like, why add to that? Like, they already know that you will never live up to their hopes and dreams for you. Now you're going to tell them you make you get laid dressed as an animal cartoon. Come on. I would never dump that on my parents.
Some things were meant to be secrets.
I would think so. Yeah, I don't know. I would be okay with banning children from the internet. I would be okay with that. They don't need to be on here.
Apparently, Mike G has an issue with Vito. He had an issue with TheRetroBro. Now he has an issue with Vito.
Is it because I keep talking about kids having? Wait, Mike G. I've seen Vito before this channel. RFC. Wait, which one's? Oh yeah, Augie RFC.
Probably.
And Boulder Talk Radio. So enough with the good guy talk. What does that mean?
No.
Are you saying I'm not a good guy because I've been on Boulder Talk Radio?
Guilt by
Well,
association.
you've been on Boulder Talk. I don't know if we could be friends.
Is Boulder Talk bad?
Boulder Talk.
That's, what's his name?
Matthew Jarbo.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I've never heard of it.
It's,
I don't know. Yeah.
Well, it's weird.
$3 theater.
There's too much bad blood on YouTube. So I have so like there's people who hate Mundane Matt, and then I go on his show, and then I get messages, and they're like, "I can't believe you went on Mundane Matt's show," and I'm like, "Mundane Matt never fucking did nothing to me."
Mundane Matt doesn't like me, apparently.
I agree, Indy Racing that. Yeah.
Mike G is saying, "I don't know who you are," or like I don't know who you are. Mike, I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't know if he's mad at me. He's confusing me. I am familiar with him. Okay, in a good way or a bad way, though. Did you hear about all those people I killed? Because if so, that baby was coming right at me, and someone had to stab it. And You know, I'm not proud of it, but I got it done.
I think
Poor
maybe
baby.
he's talking about the whole cuties thing.
Yeah. Well, I said that movie Cutie. Whatever. Let's not even get into it. I haven't even seen the movie. I don't want to see the movie. It sounds fucking boring. I don't want to watch a French film about women discovering their feelings. I have no interest in that. What's the last movie I watched? I started watching The French Dispatch.
And you have to watch it with subtitles.
Yeah, right? Well, The French Dispatch, like half of it's in subtitles, so I have no excuse there. And then before that, I went to the movie theater to see Batman. I saw Batman.
How'd you like it?
It's good. It's too long.
Well, I know how it is, but I'm asking you just how did you
That's
like
the
it?
that's the common thing that I think a lot of people are saying.
I liked
just
it.
a tad too long.
You
It's
liked
too
it?
long.
Okay.
Doing a whole mafia story is boring when it's Batman and you could have him fighting Batman villains. Like, does anyone really care about the mafia of the Batman world?
Yeah, but it's pitting two crime families against each other, and it's like you just get that story that you don't really get in these Batman films. And this is like
There's
what,
probably a
year
reason
two?
for that, Gene.
The what?
There's probably a reason why you don't get that kind of story in these Batman films. It's like
Yeah,
Vito
because
said,
they didn't want to bring it into
kick the
it.
ass of some supervillains.
Well, they shouldn't have made this like the rise of the Penguin. Like, you should have just put the Penguin in charge of one of those crime families, because he was way more interesting than John Turturro as, hey, I'm the mafia guy, but I'm kind of like, hey, what's going? I'm like, this is fucking. I don't care. If I want to watch a mafia movie, I'll just watch a mafia movie.
Yeah, I'm like probably in a very small group of people who want like the Tim Burton kind of Batman films back.
Blinded wants to know.
That isn't that small, Gary.
When will Vito and Dick make another video? I was thinking about that recently, but I don't know what we're gonna do. Now that there's no more mask mandate, because I've been saying for the longest time, people are like, go make man on the street videos or whatever. And I'm like, if I have to wear a mask to make a video, I'm gonna have a bad time because it's not gonna be funny. So I can't do anything inside. I can't do anything in a car or whatever. Now I finally have no excuse. So, I don't know. I'm running into this thing where I'm trying to figure out how to maximize the time. Will my cat stop crawling on everything? Hi, Scraps. I don't know about you, Tony. It's hard to make time for everything you want to do.
Oh,
because I've been working on this second channel and it's doing pretty well. But then I'm realizing, I'm like, oh my God, I have like no time to make stuff for my first channel. And then I'm working on this comic in the background. And I have another guy who wants to pay me to write him a comic that I've like barely started on. So I don't know. But I do want to make more. I want to make more videos.
You need to make more videos doing YouTube tips, telling like small channels how to get big.
Yeah, I want to do that. I'm going to tell everybody that their thumbnails are terrible. Because everyone's fucking thumbnails are terrible.
Vito, are you aware of the OEB Pete situation?
I saw that somebody started re-uploading his videos. I assume he's mad about that.
Well, no, I mean, you heard he like deleted his channel, right?
I found that out when I went and I realized that somebody was re-uploading the archives. I'm like, oh, he must have deleted his channel then.
Yeah.
Television Shillovision, they're calling it.
Yeah. And I mean, like, he deleted it.
Has he lost his mind? Is he like super mad?
No, I think it's all because of the pressure getting to him that everybody figured out he bought subs and everything. And he was talking about how he spent ads on Google and Facebook and whatever else you spend ads on to promote your channel, which wasn't the case. I don't think at all.
Wait, that he did do that?
Yes.
And that's bad, or is that what?
Well, no, that's what he is saying. But if you do all that and everything like that, it's just like, how did you lose 100 so subs when you had this many subs? And it just like gets real fishy because, as we all know, YouTube will like delete those fake accounts and everything, and you won't have those amount of subs anymore. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally reasonable to pay for like ads to promote your channel. I've thought about doing it.
Well, here's the thing:
if you're paying for subscribers, it's kind of pointless.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of pointless. And then you get all those comments. Cool, nifty. Oh, great content.
He didn't get all those comments. He didn't get any comments. He grew like 1,800 subs in one day.
Yeah,
the video hit
800.
10K.
Wait, did he
Yeah,
really
the
grow
video hit-
800 subs in one day with like no video, new
I
video?
thought it was over 1,000, wasn't it?
I said 1,800.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought you said 800.
Didn't that video catch like 10K and everything for Minky Monkey?
Yeah, he did a Minky Monkey video.
Yeah.
10K views. Like,
And he got 800
20
subscribers off it.
yeah. And he only got like 20 comments and like 30 likes.
Yeah, no, there's no way. I can tell you right now, like I put up a video. I had a video recently that was what 25. I got 26,000 views on this G4 video. And this is a pretty new channel that only has like 10,000 people on 10,000 subscribers currently. And that got me 227 subscribers for 26,000 views. And again, that's in a video where I know what I'm doing and I beg people to subscribe. And I go, you got to subscribe, please subscribe. There's no way that any video with 10,000 views got him 800 subs. I've never seen that. 1,800 subs? No way. There's not going to happen. Blinded Braille, if you send me a message on Twitter, I'll tell you how much your thumbnails
Well, his
suck.
thumbnails are right there, Vito.
Oh,
Right on
okay.
the
I'll
screen.
look at them right now. Sure. Hold on. Let me bring up his channel. I mean, I have to make my videos saying what you're doing wrong, but I'll tell you the most important thing is whatever. Actually, that one that says reacting. Hold on, Blinded Braille. First of all, you have a terrible fucking name for a channel because I can't even find it. What is the name of the channel?
No, this is the channel right here on the screen, Vito. He does
Okay, but I
the
want to look at
thumbnail
it on
for-
my screen. I don't want to look at it on your screen.
It's my channel.
That's the Geek Getaway.
Oh,
Dun,
the Geek
dun,
Getaways?
dun.
I thought I was going to look at Blinded Braille's channel. All right,
He
Geek
makes our
Getaway.
thumbnails.
Okay, I'll tell you which thumbnails are good and why. This channel has
What?
no videos. The Geek Getaway. What? What's your channel? I'm so
I'll put
confused. If
the
I
link
click
in
the
the
videos
chat
tab,
if
it
you
says you have no
can't find it right
videos.
now.
All videos. Something's wrong with your channel, man. All right.
Something's wrong with your channel.
Okay, here's why your thumbnails are okay. I can at least read. I can kind of read most of them. So, your one. Let's put it this way. You see your one that says "It won't stop."
It won't stop. Yeah, Nicolas Cage. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably your best thumbnail because it's got a giant recognizable face that I can see from a distance. And the bigger you can make, as a human being, you are instinctively always searching for faces, right? Like if you're out and you're like, if you go to the store, the first thing you do is you look at the clerk. Okay. You ever look at a wall socket, like a light socket, and you go, that kind of looks like a face. You know what I'm talking about?
We had this discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the human brain is primed to search for faces. So having a giant face that I can look at and immediately make eye contact with. I make eye contact with Nicolas Cage, and I go, "Oh shit, that guy's looking at me." Oh wait, it's a video thumbnail. All right, go to my page. Go to Vito. You'll see how all my thumbnails look, except for some of them, but most of them.
All right.
Yeah, you can go to my main channel. That's good. All right. So all my videos, what do you see? It's a big fucking
title.
face. Big words that you can read from. Also remember, you're doing this on a cell phone, right? Someone's on a tiny device. So if you're looking at your thumbnail on your computer, no, you got to go look at your cell phone. Go to your video tab when it has this breakdown here with a bunch of videos all at once, and go, can I read that text pretty well, even at its smallest possible size? And if not, you're going to have a bad time. You got to think, what's the smallest place this thumbnail is going to appear, and how will it appear when I do that? And again, look at how big I make those faces. It's all about the face. Now, this is not for everybody, but I would say always you can make your subject bigger. You can have a subject. You can show an action. Like that one there, you can see Dick getting shoved. Like, that's fine.
Yeah.
As long as the action's very easily. You can see that it's two guys' hands. A guy's getting knocked over. But most of the time, I just take whoever I'm talking about, find a nice picture of them, blow it up nice and big, And again, have some words that you can actually read. Short and to the point. I always put things to the left because you see how that timestamp covers up anything in the bottom right. It's like you see on that Matt Damon one that it's
What
covering
did he
up
lie
the word
about?
there. Matt Damon said that he never called anyone. I think he said, I've never called anyone the F slur or something. And I'm like, you're from Boston. You have definitely called someone. Or no, he said, I've never used the N word. And I'm like, no,
Oh, well.
you're from Boston. You've used that word constantly, Matt Damon. We know you
Oh,
have.
Mike G says every video looks like that now, so it's not going to stand out more.
It's not about standing out. I mean, ultimately, it's about if I whip past on a page, where are my eyes going to go? And my eyes are going to go towards making eye contact with another human being. Or I've been doing the arrows and I've had a lot of work. If you go up to the top, that one about the Star Wars hotel with the circle and the arrow, I know it seems like clickbait, but you see an arrow and you've been trained. Hey, what's that arrow pointing at? Hold on 1 second. Again, this is just what I've had success with. Like my cinematic failure video, when I changed it to a very legible title with a giant picture of Luke Skywalker, the views shot up. I think thumbnails are one of the most important aspects. I mean, it's getting someone to click. That's the first part of the god dang what do you call it? The first part of the equation. What's your average click-through rate, Tony? Do you know?
Not off the top of my
I'm
head,
sure you don't know off the top of your head, but if you check your analytics.
Yeah.
Right now on my second channel, which is what I've been uploading to for the last 90 days, I have a 6.6% average click-through rate, where I think the actual average is somewhere between 2 and 4%. So that represents an extra X thousands of people who are actually clicking on the video and trying to watch it. So I don't know, man. I'm huge on the thumbnail game. I think that's where a lot of YouTubers stumble. You have a crappy thumbnail that even, you know what a good example is? You know that guy Mahler?
Nah.
Look up Mahler real quick.
Where's Mahler, Tony?
Some of his videos have a title, but if you look at some like his Black Widow video, look at some of his videos and how many views they have, and look what the thumbnail is. Look at his Black Widow one. Look at his Star Wars one. Look at his Game of Thrones one. What's the thumbnail, Tony? It's just a human face, a big human face that you immediately recognize. And you can go, oh, that's Black Widow. Oh, that's Superman. Oh, that's that girl from Game of Thrones. Oh, that's Emperor Palpatine. So this is the other option, is to go super minimalistic and just have a face. Because again, I think as you're scrolling through, you know, when you're looking for videos, you got 100 videos looking at you. You're looking for the most interesting possible thing to click on. And again, a guy or a gal staring at you who you recognize as a character. Scroll down a little. Look at his Captain Marvel one. That's a great thumbnail. You scroll down like 1 inch. It's just Captain Marvel looking stupid as hell. But if I'm scrolling quickly, I go, why is that dumb bitch looking at me? And then I go, oh, it's Captain Marvel. I hate that.
And Arnold. I like the Arnold.
Yeah, that's a great thumbnail. He knows what he's doing. He knows why, you know, for Jurassic Park, he didn't pick a dinosaur. He picked that old man screaming. And you're like, yeah.
So what are we looking for? The impressions click-through rate?
Yeah, if you go to channel content, or if you go to your analytics engagement. Oh, no, reach. Analytics
I got it. It's 3.8.
3.8. Look at last 90 days. Click change it to the last 90 days.
Last 90 days, all right. 4.1.
4.1. Like I said, man, I'm at 6.6.
Well, you're a huger channel. We barely
No, but that doesn't matter. It's the click-through rate. I mean, I guess, yeah, theoretically, people, maybe my fans like me more and click on my videos more often. But the people who subscribe to you should like you just as much as me, I would hope, if they're subscribed to you.
Well, what did you say the average was? 2%?
I think the average is 2 to 4%. So I think you're within the average. Let me see. Average click-through rate on YouTube. 4 to 5%. But you should be above average. Why be average?
We should.
So you
I'm
got
just trying to
analytics and overview.
Yeah, and your YouTube backend will tell you all that stuff.
So are you looking at views?
Right now, I'm just looking at my click-through rate. Now, I'll tell you this on my main channel, which has which has 1 million videos on it, 2.5% click-through rate. But that's because I have so many videos that they blast them out like crazy. So less and less people are clicking on them over time. But on my secondary channel, which is all new and fresh, same size as yours, man, you can get to 6%. I don't know. I believe in thumbnails.
Mine just says it's kind of hard to add faces for everything. You got to be creative.
You do got to be creative. Yeah, I mean, I have a template. Do cartoon faces count as a face? Yes, and I had great luck with the cartoon face. I did one video that was like that stupid lady who's in charge of the Star Cruiser or whatever, and I put a dumb cartoon face on her. People ate it up. Again, we are conditioned as human beings to search for faces and everything. All right, if I draw 2 dots and a line on a piece of paper, you'll go, "Well, that's a smiley face." All right, we're always looking for faces instinctively. That's my line, and I'm sticking to it. Or just put a picture of a dick, because everybody likes dick. Just put a big dick in the thumbnail.
Oh boy,
that could work.
Also a big fan of primary colors. White, red, and yellow are very attractive colors that people like to click on, I find. But I'm not good at color theory. That's my thumbnail advice. I'm sticking to it. What other advice do I have? Beg for subscribers in every video.
Beg, yes.
Yeah, we've been trying that. We've had a little success. We've been getting a little.
You watch my videos, and then like 1 minute in, you always hear me go, "Don't forget to subscribe." Right? You got to do it. You got to say it like 1 minute into the video. You go, "Hey, well, before we get into this topic, why don't you hit that button? Click that button. You're gonna make my day. You're gonna make me a happy boy." And let's get on with the story.
I try. Sometimes we forget. Sometimes.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Ever since I started asking people, when I started asking people to subscribe, I got so many more subscribers than ever before. As long as you ask, they will do it.
Mike G says
that crap is annoying. If I'm going to sub, I will. Mike, I
think
if you want dead subs, I do want dead subs. Absolutely. I don't care if you're dead. You know why? Because a sponsor comes along and they go, "Wow, 250,000 subs. This guy must be a big deal." You know? I want a sponsor to show up and go, "I want to give this guy $1,000 to promote Raid Shadow Legends." And by the way, I got paid $1,000 to promote Raid Shadow Legends.
Just one ad, like a minute?
One ad.
Nice.
Well, the deal we agreed to was what is it? $25 for every 1,000 views. So if it hit 40,000 views, I'd do a maximum of 40,000. So as long as the video hit 40,000 views, I would get $1,000. One video only hit 26,000 views, so I only got $600. Sadly.
Yeah, I heard it at one point. Those were like those cell phone games were paying like insane amount of money for.
I heard some people are getting crazy deals. I have never gotten like. I mean, $1,000 ain't bad, but I heard people getting like psychopath deals. 2,000, 3,000, 5,000. I never got that. I have to do an ad for Magic Spoon. Have you heard of Magic Spoon?
Yes, Magic Spoon, very delicious. Yes.
Have you tried it?
Yes.
Is that the cereal?
Flavors. Yes.
It's actually pretty good. They sent me. I was very happy. They sent me a care package with every flavor of Magic Spoon.
Man.
And
Isn't
it even came with a bowl and a spoon, like a nice bowl.
Isn't it like a non-sugary cereal?
Yeah, so it doesn't have real sugar. It uses monk fruit extract, which was funny because I ate it and I was like, what the fuck? Why does this taste good? I thought it was going to taste really bad. The only weird thing about the cereal is because it's not made from it's like no sugar and no like traditional grains. So I don't know if it's like puffed up soybean fucking protein or some shit. It does kind of have like a slightly weird texture. Kind of gets stuck
What's
in
the
your teeth
carb
a little
situation
bit.
like on the cereal?
The carb situation is like nothing. It's like no carb.
Oh, I
here-
gotta get Magic Spoon now.
Here
Fuck
we
it.
go. Here we go.
Are you doing low carb?
Low carb, yeah.
Let
This is
me
Me and
gonna
Gary
be
were
his.
bet about some weight
How many
loss.
carbs?
Yeah, Tony's losing right now.
Well, because it's
He's been
net
cheat-
carbs.
He's been
It's
cheating.
it's one of those things where it has carbs, but the carbs can't be digested, so they don't count or some shit. I forget how it works. You know,
Yeah, I
you
know.
would know what a net carb is probably more than me. Net carb is like your body. Let's see. Net carbs are carbohydrates in food that you digest and use for energy. So basically, it's a carb that will definitely get burnt for energy. And I don't fucking know. Point is, only 4 carbs, only 4 grams. That's it. It's pretty good, but it is like, I think it's like $10 a bowl.
Whew.
No, sorry, $10 a
Net
box.
carbs, because Vito's a little confused, but net
Yeah, I'm
carbs are
retarded.
basically you take the carbs, you minus the fiber because the fiber can't be digested, and that's what your net carbs is.
Yeah.
It's like the text.
I wish you were
Imagine
here.
if
I'd give you
fiber-
one of these boxes of cereal. I don't know what I'm going to do with 7 boxes of cereal. But it was surprise. It did taste good. I was surprised. I was like, oh, this is going to fucking suck. And then I was like, oh my God, I like this.
Mike G is very critical here. He says, find a style that can work for many titles. When I'm looking for videos, if I recognize the style, I would click on the video without knowing the topic and I like your content. Then down the line, I sub and watch as a legit fan open to things.
Fair
I don't
enough,
think
Mike.
the majority of the world works like that.
Yeah, most people just here's the honest truth. Most people just forget that subscribing is a thing unless you mention it. So the majority of people using YouTube forget that subscribing is one of the features of this platform. Most people just go on YouTube and just like watch videos randomly. And then like somebody goes, "Hey, don't forget to subscribe." And they're like, "Oh yeah, I kind of like this guy, and if I subscribe, I will see more of his stuff." So you're not really annoying them. You're helping them out. You're being like, don't forget, if you like this, there are ways to see more of it. People always look at it as like a negative thing. Like, why would they'll just subscribe if they want to? It's like, no, you're just reminding them of what subscribing is and how it works and how they can get more.
Yeah,
content
not
they
everybody
like.
thinks the same way.
Yeah. I don't know,
Just
man.
doing that little
I do
nudge.
pretty good on getting subscribers to sign up. I'm always surprised.
You're surprised. I'm surprised we have 530 something.
We're gonna get you to 1,000, Tony. It's happening.
I'm gonna show Tony how to get to 1,000 when I start uploading my videos on my channel.
Oh, by the time you upload a video, Gary, it's gonna be fucking.
I think you're doing. I mean, I think it's good that you're uploading little videos of like just little news stories. Just keep doing it. Make a video about the fucking Star Wars hotel.
Sometimes I want to make those kind of videos, but I'm like, everyone's covered it. What am I adding to the fucking situation?
Bro,
What am I
like
adding
I'll
to
cover
it?
story. I'll cover like something quartering covered like last week. It's like if people just want to think about Amico stuff. Like people just want anything. Like I'll always be like, I hope somebody uploaded something new about the Amico. I don't care what it is. I just want people to shit on this thing for some reason. Like, I find it fun and funny. Like anytime Pat and Ian have a new
It's a
like
good
30-minute video about it, I'm like, they're not really
Vito's
going to
right.
say anything new, really, but it's funny.
Right. Vito's got a point there.
Yeah, you know, that's the kind of advice I need because I'm always like, no, second guessing.
Dude, go look
myself.
at any YouTuber and they will upload. Like, even I can't upload as much as some of these guys. There's some of these guys, if you ever want to like have a laugh, look at how many videos Geeks and Gamers made about Brie Larson. Okay?
Yeah.
I'll send
I
you a
know
link
all
right
about
now. Let's see. Brie Larson.
Are they still
It
making
goes on.
videos?
It goes on forever. Here, click this link. Try to scroll to the end of it. Try. I dare you. It's impossible.
Oh,
It goes on for a year. You go, she's one lady. She doesn't do that much shit. What did
She's
she do?
destroying the fabric of the Marvel universe.
You can't scroll to the end of the number of videos they made about Brie Larson. It will take you a year.
wow.
Tony, bring it up. I want everyone to see this.
I am.
Try to
It's just
scroll to
taking
the
a
end
while
of the
to
number of
fucking load.
videos they made about Brie Larson. You can't do
Give
it.
me a
Your
minute.
computer runs out of
I'm on
memory.
potato.
Your computer runs out. Oh, God.
You're gonna get a blue screen the longer you scroll.
It's impossible right now. Oh, goodness. Oh, I think I
you
made
gotta
it.
wait, Vito. My computer's a little slow. I've had some issues.
Your computer's gonna set on fire before you get to the end of the Brie Larson Geeks and Gamers videos.
He said one of his videos is I made over 100 Captain Marvel videos because I love Brie Larson.
I
That was
think
2 years ago.
I think he made like 300 videos about this one dumb broad. Like, what do you have to say about her? She's not that interesting. Oh my God. I can't even get to the end of scrolling. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm always blown away. I'm always blown away. It's literally like 500 videos about one lady. I think they made one video about her every day for like 2 years.
Sometimes two.
They love this picture of her though. They love this.
Yeah. At what point do you go, all right, I think people know I don't like her. I think they get it. I don't think there's anything else here I can say.
Yeah. Didn't the Quartering make like 300 videos on her too?
I think him and Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers were having like a little race to see who could make more. And I don't know how you follow these people. I mean, again though, I just go looking for stupid Amico news, but even that is not as much as this shit. Anyway, guys, that's it. That's how you become a tip-top YouTuber. You find one subject that people like and just never stop. Why stop? I've made so many videos. I mean, I can't even complain. I've made like at least 15 videos about this Star Wars hotel. And I keep telling people, I'm like, listen, man, I want to stop making videos about it. But every time I make a video, y'all
don't stop.
click on it. Why would I stop?
It's gold. I can't stop clicking on it.
Which reminds me, I forgot the new Star Wars Hotel comic came out. I need to make a video about it. Halcyon Legacy #2 should be out. You know, the Star Wars Hotel has its own comic book miniseries.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I've heard
about all the adventures of the Star Wars Hotel.
That's awful.
I'm excited. I gotta download it to my comics
so
media
bad.
or whatever. Yeah, it's a really bad comic. I had a lady. I have to make a video about it. She's like a Disney influencer, and she came to me and she's like, "Listen, man, I paid $6,000 to go to that hotel, and I had the worst time of my life." And I was like, "Oh my God, the scoop of scoops!" But she wouldn't do it like an on-camera interview. She's like, "Listen, I'll tell you what happened." I'm like, "Oh no, I want to hear it from the horse's mouth." Not that she's a horse. She's actually
$6,000.
$6,000.
What I could do with what Tommy Tallarico could do with $6,000.
I mean, at this point, I think that's. Oh my God, poor Tommy. Here's the problem that you also run into. I've run into this before working with rich people. Is they just don't understand that the money runs out. You almost want to have like a poor guy in charge of your money to go, no, let's not spend money on that. No, let's not throw a party. Let's not do an event at Boomers.
I've been in this position.
Make any, yeah. I worked for some guys who were just throwing parties all the time, and our company went out of business within a year. I worked for another guy. We're making money hand over fist, and he refuses to give anybody a raise. And I go, you know what? I kind of like the second guy better. I prefer the penny pincher because he kept us in business.
Rich people don't become rich because they spend all their money.
No.
All right, we got some criticism here from D. Reed. He says, you may get the clicks, but then you fall into a lot of these big YouTubers with no passion for what they talk about.
I'm going to make the argument that I have passions. My passions are outside. YouTube's a job. Let's be real. I mean, like, it's a fun job, but most of the content I put out, like the news stories and stuff, I wouldn't say I'm like super passionate about it. I don't know. It's if you want to be a YouTuber and make money, you got to either be like super talented. Do you think Logan Paul is passionate about making vlogs? I don't know. Or is it just kind of like I act like an idiot because I get paid money to do it? It's complicated.
Maybe he's passionate about acting like an idiot.
Little of both.
I think you need some amount of passion, but I think it's also okay if you go, hey, this is my job and people like me doing it. So, I'll make, if people want to see more stuff on this topic, maybe I'm done talking about it, but if they still want to hear it, who cares?
And that's why I have a 6-hour Amico podcast almost every Saturday. Because people keep clicking on the videos and watching us.
Yeah, it is hard to make profit on YouTube unless you treat it like a job. Because let's be clear, if I only made videos I was passionate about, they would be about topics that none of you give a shit about and would never click on. Okay,
Like
if I made a million videos about like Evangelion toys and Magic the Gathering cards, I've tried. I've made videos. I put up videos about Magic cards and nobody clicks on them. I go, yeah, because that's my passion videos where I go, this is what I like.
You're right. I like Magic, but I don't watch any Magic videos.
Yeah. No,
you only got 1,000 views on your new Magic the Gathering.
Magic the Gathering video opening up Magic cards.
Yeah.
I would put that on my main channel. I've put some of those on my main channel, which has 240,000 subscribers. I'll still only get like 3,000 views on those videos. So, sometimes your passions aren't monetizable. And that's fine. Not everything you're into is going to be popular and make money. I'm into a lot of like stupid shit. Like I'm into like old video games and like that content mill for that is kind of dried out. Nobody wants to really talk about NES and Super Nintendo games anymore.
Yeah, that was
like a
10 years
Dreamcast
ago.
classic. People are gonna. I've tried streaming like old PS2 games and shit. Nobody cares. And then if I stream Elden Ring, which I like and I am passionate about, but
it has to be current.
Yeah, way more.
And even then, it's hard because everybody's got their go-to.
Yeah, nobody wants to watch retro game streams, or at least not in big numbers. I think you could. I think I'm gonna try and like pick a day where I go like if I do start streaming, I'll be like, listen, Wednesdays is just the day where I stream weird old shit. But yeah, sometimes your passions don't make money. A lot of people are passionate about things that nobody else gives a shit about, or not enough people to make money from it.
Mike G's complaining again. He says acting like making a random Magic vid would rival the guys known for it. I don't think that's what Vito's saying. I think he's saying compared to his other videos, his Magic videos get way less views. Like his viewers are not interested in his Magic.
I could go and start an entire new Magic the Gathering. I mean, I have a Magic the Gathering channel that I abandoned 10 years ago, which has 6,000 subscribers. But I don't have the time to sink into it anymore, so I stopped. And it was not nearly as profitable or successful as what I'm doing now.
Yeah. I think I'm 50-50. I want to make things that I'm passionate about, but I also would appreciate to get some money to be monetized, get a little attention.
Yeah. Let's be clear. I like Star Wars. I like the Star Wars movies. I like talking about them. But, I definitely make way more Star Wars content knowing that everybody loves Star Wars content and always clicks on it.
Right. Your video of the is that your biggest video?
The Last Jedi review has like 9 million views right now.
That was insane.
Yeah.
That was
before that.
But that was really there's a lot of quality put into that though.
Yeah, well, I do have very decent video editing skills. But yeah, after that video blew up and got 9.7 million views, I went, well, I guess even if Star Wars is not my biggest passion, I mean, to be clear, I don't own any Star Wars stuff. I don't own any Star Wars toys. I've never watched that Clone Wars cartoon except for like 1 or 2 episodes. I was like, yeah, I'll make more videos about Star Wars. I mean, I still have stuff to say about it. I don't know how passionate. I am passionate about talking about storylines. Let's be clear, though. Like, that's my passion, is just picking apart any kind of story. So picking apart Star Wars is endlessly fascinating to me because I'm like, this plot makes no sense whatsoever. So there's passion there. But then, you know, there's going to be like some Star Wars stories where I maybe go, maybe the Star Wars kids will be into this. I don't know if I'm into it. I don't know. It's complicated. Like I don't know, reviewing the trailers for the new Star Wars stuff. I'm always like, it's probably going to suck. But let's watch the trailer.
I just need more time to do stuff. I don't know how some of these YouTubers pump out, like Quartering pumps out like 7 videos a day.
He does a lot, yeah.
Like,
well, Quartering has a guy to do everything for him. I think
and that's the thing, but it's kind of smart to a degree, because every time that like I get on just to check and see what's kind of popped up, there is always a new video that is in the feed that boom, that's popped up. So, I mean, to a sense, it's kind of smart.
Ninja Kitty says, when you need to depend on YouTube money, then that's time to get a real job. I have a real job. I don't like it. That's why I want YouTube money. Fuck.
I would ask Ninja Kitty to elaborate on that point. Like, are you saying YouTube money isn't real? Like, what are you saying?
YouTubers aren't a real job. I would argue that you're an entertainer, like a comedian or a movie star.
Well, I'm not digging ditches. I know that. But,
I disagree to a certain extent that there's a level of work that you put into it that's a lot of work. There's a lot of work.
I mean, a lot of the work is also
not physical work.
Yeah. No, it's just a time suck. All
right.
I got to find a topic. I got to record the video. I got to edit the video. I got to make a thumbnail for the video. If I'm making the long form videos, I mean, my Rise of Skywalker review took like 3 months to write and edit. I'm saying small creators like Tony shouldn't be dependent on getting money from YouTube. Yeah, but Tony could get a little bit of something.
Yeah, I don't
make
depend
a little
on
bit
it.
of something happen. You can't even take super chats yet. You're trying to get to the super chat level.
No, I think
you got to get to the point where you can accept donations on stream.
I think if I enable Streamlabs, I can get donations without YouTube. Like,
yeah, you can do that, absolutely. Though people seem to like to use the. It's better if you can get people to donate through Streamlabs because they take far less of a cut. But a lot of people just see the built-in money button and they click it.
Yeah. But then if I do that, I'll be called an e-beggar, and then everyone will turn on me.
I hate that shit, man. It's
oh no.
Some guy made like a whole video about like some guy who like used to do retro video game reviews and like quit to do like comic reviews instead. And the guy was like, this guy betrayed his whole audience by doing that. I'm like, so you're telling me that he went and he got tired of making a thing and he was miserable doing it. So because he didn't need the money, he went and made a thing he's much more interested in. And you're mad at him for it? Like, why don't you just let the guy do what makes him happy? There's other guys you can watch their fucking YouTube reviews, dude.
Because that makes them miserable.
Yeah. I think people get mad when they see others making all kind of money, what they think is not a real job, a quote unquote not real job. Like, that guy's just sitting around talking in front of the camera. I can do that. Well, fucker, if you could do that, do that. It's not that easy. I used to think like that before I started doing this. I was like, this is a fucking bullshit job. You just sit.
It's not just that. I think the people who are undeserved of it. Like, when I look at like little Ryan from Ryan's World, I think that all the time. I'm like, this little fucker. He's bacon. He doesn't deserve it.
He's a kid and gets $1 billion. I don't know, man. They put a lot of shit in those fucking Ryan's World
but he doesn't do shit.
No,
mom and dad are
not doing anything. His whole
mom and dad are
clearly.
Yes.
Yeah, mom and dad.
Well, you know what you need to do, Gary. You got kids. Start fucking putting them in front of toys.
I'm not pimping my kids out. That would never happen.
And that's your problem. So you're not allowed to complain.
Put masks on them. Put masks so no one can see what they look like, and just have them play with toys. But here.
Everybody's doing that now. They missed the boat.
I go, what's the point of my life? Is that I sink all this time and energy into making, like, thought-provoking content. And then, this little fucking kid goes, I'm eating candy. I'm a train. And I'm like, oh, God damn it. And it's literally
Fuck my
Have you
Something
tried
like
it, Vito?
3,000 times as many subscribers as I'll ever have.
Have you tried it? Get some toys, put the little kids' clothes on, act like Ryan. See how it works out in the video.
There's a part. Honestly, I've thought about. I'm like, dude, I bet I could put on like a stupid clown costume and entertain kids. I bet it would be easy as fuck.
The next
I would just get in
Blippi.
trouble because I would be like swearing and clearly not age appropriate.
All right,
Smoking.
so indie
Yeah,
racing,
I'd be Vito the smoking clown and go, here's the thing about Shopkins. It's all a fucking scam. Fucking
Die.
Shopkins.
all right, this guy here, Indie Racing Nut says, I think the guy is saying, stop thinking you're going to get huge on YouTube. There's too many people in the pool. I disagree with this mentality. You should always think you're going to blow up, always think you're going to be big. Why do something if you don't think you're going to be successful, right?
I think my
That's
argument
a
is you don't
defeatist
have to be
attitude.
that big to make it work.
No.
If you can get a lot of these guys get to the stage where they have 80 to 100,000 subscribers, which sounds like a lot, but you can just get there if you just keep at it. Take maybe 5. If you stay at YouTube for like 5 something years, you should be able to hit 50,000 subs if you're consistent and find topics that people like. Tony, how long you been doing this?
A year and a half, maybe.
Yeah, so you got plenty of time. And you know what? You're doing a good job, though, because you're making connections and you're talking about topics people are interested in. You just got to find the really big topics that like get people clicking.
Yeah.
And tell people
We had
to
100 viewers on a live stream before. I was like, what the fuck are these people watching me for?
That's awesome. You just got to you got to tell them subscribe to the channel. And
yeah. I gotta remember that. Gary, you're in charge of telling people to subscribe.
Yeah. If you're trying to make money from just ad revenue, you're going to be in trouble. But if you run a Patreon, if you take donations, if you get sponsors, again, Raid Shadow Legends will or like even littler companies, they'll throw smaller creators $500, $1,000 to do a thing, as long as you can get 10,000, 20,000 views on a video, which is totally reasonable if you're making like a big video. You can make it work. You can do it. You can become, or just make it like a good side job where you run a stream weekly and you get a couple, you get $100 in donations, maybe. Works out.
I mean, that's really the plan. I'm not planning to be fucking the next PewDiePie, but I'm saying I think I can make a little side money.
And I'm trying to see the least amount of work I can do while I write a comic book and the other fucking on my real time. I got to move on from YouTube. I can't be here. I got to get a project, man. Anyway, oh my God, they finally demonetized my Disney gay bill video. Those bastards. You bastards. All right, well, I'm going to go. What am I going to do? I'm going to do something. Tony, thanks for having me.
No problem. We were going to end it anyway because it's already been like 3 hours and 40 minutes.
Yeah, sorry if
Thanks
I
for being here, Vito.
late.
Thanks for being here, Dean. You were kind of quiet today. Disappointed.
Well, I mean, had so many guests. We got to hear everything. Yeah.
It's late.
Yeah.
I can't have big energy.
Yeah, you don't know Dean. Dean always got big energy.
Well, when I came on and you you gave me the Amico quiet time because Pong was about to go off. I know Pong was about to go off on TheRetroBro, but yeah.
It got spicy.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. See you next time.